we're ready.
We are ready.
Ready.
And
On my playlist, I'm falling into character.
I've started the recording.
Cool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We've been away for a while, but we got friends, and we got new friends, and we got same world, but as we can see from the map, a lot more places have been kind of opened up for people to be able to play with and look into and whatnot, and it's going to be a fun time. I would say that we should introduce ourselves, but I think the best way to do that will be during/after we introduce everything else. Actually, no, we'll introduce everyone real quick. We will go in order of the Discord, so that would be an old favorite, Paris. Just say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
We have Kendall. Say hello. Oh, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Kendall.
Kendall, no.
Oh, nope, not.
Hi.
There we go.
There we go.
Hello?
There it is.
There
Hello?
we heard you. There we go.
Victory.
It was being weird.
It was being rude.
It was being very
Yes.
rude. We have Moss,
Hello, hello.
and we have Zark.
Ew. I'm gonna drop my link in chat too.
Hell yeah!
Boom.
Got a link tree full of stuff. A number of these friends do have different things that they do, like on TikTok and such, which is how we've all come together and the like. But yeah, we are going to begin again. We're going back to Corlondon. But with that deserves more of a proper introduction, I imagine. So, we're all ready to begin.
Yeah.
All right. The world of Ait'seh is filled with power and wonder. Life to an extent that even the inhabitants never seem to run out of amazement for that which is around them. The forests are filled with trees that feel like they should reach the sky, pieces of the field that run wild and untamed, and shadows from the sky as you look up upon floating islands. A world of wonder, mystery, and delight. However, not everything can be a mystery. Not everything can be a dream, and some things are rather easy to figure out quite quickly. Even if you aren't paying full attention, the context is there. As all of you have noted, it's a beautiful day. The 15th of Astaminas, the month of rain, with only the lightest of drizzle as you heard the rickety clatter around you, as you spot the distant islands and the village you've been traveling to, Ianbert. It's filling your minds with the thoughts of a warm hearth, jovial merriment, and a soft bed. For one reason or another, you've all hitched a ride on this traveling cart to this more out-of-the-way trading borough, but you've all come together. Whether it's easing your feet for a short while, stopping from being lost, or whatever else may be. Here, and quickly piecing together the events that are immediately happening. And it's not difficult to do so. There's a snap of wood, the sudden jolts of the cart as the horse leapt forward, dragging its driver away towards the side, and the sudden movement of the cart, picking up speed at an alarming rate as you are all sent careening down a large hill towards Anbird at high speeds. I want you all to roll initiative.
Oh, good lord. Of course it would.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, hey, there we go.
Rolled a GM, but that's a 7. It follows me everywhere.
First roll is a nat 20 for me, so that's a good sign.
Just show off now, Zark, I swear.
Look, the gods have blessed me.
I wanted to send the result of this to the roll turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
You have to have a token placed down and clicked on. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I can put it in manually. Yeah, you're fine.
Did it?
You're fine.
There we go.
You're fine. I put it on the initiative tracker.
Cool.
This initiative tracker, however, is also for determining who's going to describe their characters first.
All right, I'm last.
So, Zark, as you are jolted awake to alertness as you hear the whinny of a horse going very much behind you, as you look up and see the driver getting up and trying to reel in the horses, you are just down this hill and kind of peek up and realize you are now going at very high speed. Would you like to describe your character?
In Aurelius's current state, he's wearing little more than peasant cloth and tattered and torn paladin armor, like chainmail armor, with blue underneath, and like the black chainmail like being stitched together, barely held together by his cloak and his greatsword over his back. His hood is up. The left part of his face seems to be corrupted in some way, almost like a black symbiotic tattoo that changes his left eye into an almost black opal. He has dark brown hair that flops to his side, unkept, much like the rest of his appearance, and his immediate first thought is to dive out of the carriage.
Alright. So you leap out of the carriage. It's not going fast enough that you take any damage, but you do jump out and kind of roll to your feet as you look up and see just the carriage still careening down towards the inhabitants of Anber, and it's just going. Which brings us to next person on the list, Elizabeth. Nice, what would you describe?
Elizabeth can best be described as black, white, and gray. She is dressed head to toe in black. Her hair, short, black with a headband, keeping it out of her face. The only real color is the pink to her cheeks that seems to be a sunburn from being out in the sun for very long. She is wearing kind of very old but still functional black clothes under black leather armor and a sword at her hip, and a cloak trying to cover up the best that she can from the world around her. But at this moment, when she sees somebody else jump out of the cart, she's going to do the same.
Alright. So again, not going fast enough to cause any harm at the moment. You leap out and just leave this cart just careening away. As Artemis. The cart is rattling around, and you've seen two people now just be like, you see the horse kind of go off to the side, and you see two people just kind of go, alright, Balin, and just jump out. Fuck off. Excuse me, I'm in the middle of streaming. Sorry,
Someone need your attention, huh?
someone from one of my like messenger things just had a thing pop up. Hold on a second. 1 second. Who has the bars? Go to notification settings.
Most of the time in general, it uses music, but other than that,
Notifications fucking off. Thank you. I'm sorry for that.
He's not talking to us.
No, I'm talking to the recording / stream because they messaged me. It was like, dun-dun-dun. I'm like, I am literally recording, you bitch. Not saying anything mean to them. It's just my computer.
Of how Don has the face of someone who hates cursing, and then the minute he opens his mouth, he just said three in the span of what, 5 seconds?
I do hate cursing. I do. And then it just comes out of my mouth, and I'm like, I really need to stop, and then I keep doing it.
I'll send you a video on how to
I
curse in a
can't
medieval sense, because that's far more brutal than any modern
Yeah, no,
curse, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, they knew how to throw hands. But Artemis, you're up next.
Artemis is is very small in stature. She's wearing a long black cloak that is pinned in the front and has a hood pulled up. But if you look closely, you'll see two tattoos coming from the corners of her lips, just dragging down to her chin. And if you listen to her slight movements, you'll hear the click-clacking of metal together. When the cart starts erratically moving, and the two people just get the fuck out, she reaches over and grabs Serenity by the arm. He's like, "What the hell?" And she goes up to the front of the cart to see if the driver is still there and where the horse went.
So you get up and you move more, like kind of like keeping your balance as
Toward the
best you
front.
can towards the front of the area.
Yeah.
Driver is gone, and the horse apparently took like the front shaft area, which would normally be to like between two horses. Yeah, ripped out, and there's one horse that's just still attached, clearly trying to run as fast as they can, but like this cart is like right on its heels.
All right. Is there any way I can get up to the front and try to steer it?
You can get up to the front. It's effectively like difficult terrain, but you can get up to it. Make an animal handling check or a land vehicle proficiency check if you have it. All right. So you reach out to try and grab the reins and like help out in any way, and you kind of look down as you watch as the reins just out of your hands, and they're just on the ground at the moment, just kind of like between the wheels, and you're like, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Serenity, as you see your friend get up, like reach for something, just as it's out of her hands, just no longer in her control. Describe yourself, please.
Poor thing. I'm sorry. Serenity is a little bit calmer than she probably should be in this scenario. She's a little bit taller than I would guess is normal, with long, almost white hair that's braided up and still reaches near her ankles, and in a simple white dress with a gold braid around the waist, like it's what's tightening around her. She's got deep blue eyes and a few white freckles dotting her dark complexion. She, if it wasn't for the fact that she's dressed in something that really looks like it was just she grabbed some fabric and tied it around, she would almost look noble, I guess would be the kind of aura she would give off. I'm going to try and move up beside poor Artemis.
Gotcha.
And how big is the distance between the front of the cart and the horse?
Basically like a 5 foot movement, but doing so, you don't have control of going forward, meaning that if you don't have a way to grip onto the horse, or you fail to grip on the horse, you'll effectively be dragged under the cart.
Can I try and grab the reins from where they fell?
They are on the ground, being dragged on the ground at the moment between the wheels.
Athletics check to try and get onto the horse.
You can
To
make
hit the reins.
One second here. Probably not the first. We'll see. We'll see about the second one. Come join us, Fred.
You'll have to loop it. It's
I
only
will.
like 2 minutes
No,
long.
I'm aware. I'm gonna give Fred just a little more voice, just a wee bit. There we go. Just a wee bit. Hopefully enough that it can be kind of heard. Yeah, athletics check. As you're effectively trying to get up, and you're not grappling the creature, because to do so is not the smartest idea, but okay. So you're able to get up, and you're able to kind of like grab hold onto the straps and maneuver yourself. So you're effectively like hanging off the horse slightly. Your feet are slightly dragging against the ground, but again, it's more that you're picking up speed than that you are at a point of harm. But you are effectively able to hold on to the horse to try and get some manner of bearing. Perhaps not control, but bearing.
Can I cast Speak with Animals and roll an animal handling check? 'Cause I tell this horse to slow down.
That will effectively be on your next turn, because that is
Alright.
an action to cast the spell.
Okay.
Raylis, you see it just careening, continuing well on your way, and you realize that two of the companions that had been on the cart are still on it.
Is there anyone around me?
There's the driver, who is managing,
Okay.
or trying to manage. Actually, let's see how he's doing. He's doing okay at wrangling in the horse, enough that it's still panicked, but it's calming down.
The
a bit.
music is overtaking y'all's voices.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can
if
barely hear
if
you.
you right click
I
on
can
it,
barely hear y'all.
if you right click on it, you can turn down Fred Boat, or if you tap on it, you can turn down his sound to make it easier to hear. Good. It's one of those songs that builds in intensity, so I had to actually turn it down a little myself, just to make sure he didn't overpower you guys.
Okay, yeah, I turned mine down to like 29.
Yeah, he does not need to be loud. Fred never
Like,
needs to be loud.
holy crap.
Yeah, no.
Sorry,
Fred,
I just.
no,
No,
understandable.
you're fine.
You're good. Alright, continue. My bad.
Okay.
No, I appreciate that you let us know. Where'd the music go?
Alright.
Ran away. Didn't like you.
Oh, you didn't decide if you
Single.
wanted.
didn't loop it.
Yeah.
Play. Loop.
You have to hit loop single.
I get it now.
There we go. There we go.
Sorry about that. Yes. So yeah, the driver is still within distance. He's only maybe like 20 feet back at the moment. For Elizabeth, he's close to like 30, 45. Just you jumped off after him.
Yeah. My immediate instinct is to check on him to see if he has any major damages to his person.
Yeah.
Make sure he's okay.
Okay. You walk up to him. He's definitely like trying to get a hold of this horse. Make a medicine check or perception check, your choice.
Hold on, let me. Perception versus medicine. Oh, they're the same anyway. I'll do medicine just because it makes sense with his background.
Alright. With a 5,
Oh.
he looks okay. I mean, he's just wrangling in the horse at the moment, which the horse flailing about seems to be taking a bit more of the priority.
Okay. Do we have anything that can help with that? I don't think I necessarily do. No, I'm gonna help him try to calm the cause to the best of my ability, despite the fact that this is not my expertise.
Make an animal handling check. Okay. So you reach out and you kind of like just exhale this very just perhaps more calm than you're feeling with like energy as you just gently kind of reach up and just kind of like it's again this horse is like trying to buck around when you just kind of grip hold of it and you've got enough strength to kind of like keep it from bouncing around too much. You kind of just slowly like have it just kind of slowly kind of like not able to move around as much as you reach up and just kind of just gently like let it get a quick sniff of you. And as it does so, it seems to just slowly just kind of
Just like a shh. You're okay. Just
You're-
like giving it little pats on the side.
oh and you are able to get it to effectively just kind of just ease itself a lot more than it was at the moment before. Elizabeth, what are you doing? Again, two people still in the cart careening downwards. You see Aurelius move over and start to calm the horse.
Well, since that seems to be taken care of,
Mm.
a lot quicker than Elizabeth thought would happen,
Mm.
she kind of gives a bit of a salute to the other two and goes running after the cart.
Gotcha. Uh, with a dash action, you can make a athletics check to attempt to grab hold the back if you're trying to like get back in, or if you're trying to
I'm gonna
physically
try.
slow it down.
Let's see if I can do an athletics check
All
to
right.
even do that.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see what it says. So
Yeah, hot damn.
You are definitely able to get a hold of it. As you run, dash towards it, you'll get your hands like just against it as it would be almost out of your fingers, but you like pull yourself forward. Years of practice of doing various other activities that just get you just within reach to have both hands grabbing hold of the back and able to kind of just either pull yourself in if you want, or to try and like slow it down by digging your feet in, whichever you prefer.
I am going to. Elizabeth's first instinct would be to try to drag her heels into the ground,
Gotcha.
even if it does cause her to stumble step after the cart in the process.
That is effectively what it's going to do, but it is going to do a small amount of slowing down, perhaps enough. We'll see. But with that natural
It's
twenty, yeah,
hard.
you have a strong enough grip. You're not able. I mean, it's not that you're not able to. But you have a. It's very difficult for you to lose your grip at the moment. You got this.
Well, speaking of which, there's that D100 thing that we talked about, and I think I need to roll that right now with this happening.
Yes,
Ah, shit. Okay.
you are correct.
It's an 81, so it's
Oh,
not going to be a good.
no. Low is bad. High is good.
Low is bad?
Yes,
Okay.
low is bad for that. 81, you're
Okay.
able to do so without any consequences at the moment.
Okay, okay.
Artemis.
Never mind.
Yes, don't worry. We'll get to that later. Artemis.
Just hear him tap his fingers.
She's still at the front of the cart. She's
Yep.
watching Serenity.
She's on the horse.
Did she already grab onto the rein? She's on the horse.
Yeah, she didn't grab the reins. She just jumped and is like currently hanging off the horse. Reins are still
couldn't get the reins.
still on the ground. Yeah.
Hmm.
If you hear me drinking, I apologize.
I'm visibly drinking. I don't think you have to worry. So what are you doing, Artemis?
I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
She's using her big brain.
What a present.
Come on, you genius.
She's
You
gonna
got
jump off the
this.
cart.
You're gonna what?
She's gonna jump off the cart.
Are you just gonna jump off to the side? Okay, make an acrobatics check. Make sure you don't scuff the landing and hurt yourself. Okay. So you land. You're able to kind of land on your shoulder and kind of push yourself off to in a way that you're kind of stumbling into the brush. You're quite a bit more wet just because of the fact that it has been drizzling for a while. But you are off the cart. No, the mud. What?
um,
Are you worried she hurt the mud?
I was thinking more along the lines of stained clothes, but okay.
The mud's feelings. Emotional,
Emotional
damage.
damage.
Emotional damage.
um, she's going to try and gesture Serenity to move, to ride the horse off to the side out of the way of the cart.
The horse is, this horse, unlike the first one, is still attached to the cart.
Something freaked it out and it's dragging the cart behind it, trying to get away from whatever scared it.
Yeah, you don't see a person. It's just something spooked it. So you are motioning to Serenity. Serenity, you can look back and very much see your friend just jump off, as well as one of the other people just on the back, currently kind of dragging their heels, trying to help slow down the cart as much as they can.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, I'm going to try and do what I said before.
Okay. So you cast Speak with Animals, and you start talking to the horse. I would
Right.
say, is your wisdom higher than your charisma?
Uh, they're the same.
Okay. Is your persuasion higher than your animal handling?
No.
Okay. In which case, this is effectively a wisdom-based persuasion check, but they're the same, so roll me an animal handling check with advantage.
Yee. Oh, thank God.
At the moment, it appears to be not the brightest of beasts, but it's still running, partly just due to the fact that the cart is kind of careening behind it. Um, it is trying to slow down. It is trying. You kind of hear it going. Gotta go, gotta go. Slow down. What do you mean slow down? Oh, oh no, oh no.
Can I try and navigate it to turn around?
With the animal handling check, you can certainly try. Effectively, you're trying to effectively get it off the road. Which, by the way, you are getting closer to the city. You can probably guess within 2 turns you'll be in the city proper.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get it to turn then.
Yeah. Aurelius, are you going to be with the driver for the moment? Because the other horse is just calmed now. You managed
Yeah.
to you've
So
managed to almost magically just kind of get this thing to just kind of go.
Yeah. So he takes a moment to place his hand on the driver's shoulder and just ask, "Are you okay?"
My hands are going to be smarting something fierce, but I think I'll be all right in just a bit. Kind of looks down his hands. You
Okay,
see he's
good.
like wearing like leather gloves, and they're like some of the like the center part of it where the leather is just kind of burnt through.
As I mount the horse, I'm going to cast Divine Sense.
Okay. All right. You use divine sense. That's 30 feet, right?
Hold on.
Should be 30 feet.
It says affected by the hollow spell or known location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
60 feet. Gotcha. So
That is not behind total cover, mind you.
correct. Yeah. So you send out this pulse of energy, and as you do so, there is a ping more towards the middle of the road, back the way you had come, of undead energy.
Yeah, so that's my action,
Hmm?
and I can't do any bone
Not a bonus.
in actions.
bone
Bone in.
actions. Bone actions.
Um,
Bone in actions.
So yeah, he's going to start riding towards where that ping came from.
Okay. I will say that the horse has like 40 feet of movement, so you're able to get that close. And as you're getting closer to it, you're noticing that even though you've calmed the horse down, it is allowing you to maneuver it and move it around. As soon as it's starting to get close to it, it is starting to get that kind of antsy kind of
Okay.
nervousness.
Right. So yeah, I guess my next action I'd have to do next turn.
Yep. Which will bring us back to Elizabeth. You are dragging your heels and trying to hold on to this thing.
Well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth is going to. She sees Artemis jump off. She sees that Serenity is on the horse. And she's going to let go of the cart because if it keeps going for much longer, she won't be able to hold the grip for much longer and will probably place plant into the mud. So she's going to let go and turn around and see what's going on behind her.
Okay, so you kind of skid a bit too hard. You do kind of stumble step quite a bit as you let go. I'll say the natural 20 means that you're able to keep yourself upright. You don't have to make a check for that. But as you look behind you, you see that Artemis is trying to make like a get over motion. And Zark's character has gotten onto the horse from behind and is moving back up the way they came.
Okay.
It looks very strange seeing him just like get on the horse and like start riding away almost. But that's what you currently see.
Okay. Well, Elizabeth has something I want to see if it comes in handy. She's got blind sight for 10 within 10 feet, and she can only if somebody invisible is hidden from her well enough, she can't perceive them within 10 feet.
Gotcha.
Would that be coming into effect right now?
At this current moment, no. Currently, there is no one within 10 feet of you.
Okay, then she's just going to put her hand on the hilt of the sword on her hip and start walking over to Artemis to see
If she's okay?
if they're okay.
Alright, gotcha. You are heading towards Artemis. Seraphim's here! Hello!
Seraphim!
Howdy.
Hey, Sarah. Hello.
That emoji.
I love that emoji. Which brings us to Artemis. As you've jumped off and you're helping kind of try to like motion, get off the road. One of the the person who was struggling onto the back of the cart lets go, turns around, looks around, walks over, a hand on their hill, just kind of walking towards you.
She barely glances back at her. She's picking up a couple of rocks off of the ground.
Gotcha.
And she's gonna do magic stone.
Gotcha. She's got that prepped and ready. Are you attacking?
I'm going to try to hit that thing connecting the cart to the horse.
Okay. It is a difficult shot, but you kind of whip it in a way that lets you get enough of an angle that you're able to crack into the side of it. Roll damage. That sling. Would you like me to click on Magic Stone to roll the damage for you?
There we go.
That's rolling to hit again. Would you like me to roll?
I clicked magic stone.
Yes, but that is rolling to hit again. It's not rolling the damage.
Alright, so 1d6 plus 5.
Yes. If you're on the roll 20, if you click on the words Magic Stone, it will...
In the chat.
In the chat. Yeah, if you click on that, it will roll for you. But 1d6 plus 5 would be 6.
There we go.
It's still 6! It's like it knew. Yes, you hurl it, and it does 6 points of damage. Serenity, you hear the crack of the rock hitting it. It is likely going to be outside of your range on the next turn unless you move forward, Artemis, but even then, even if you do move forward, it's going to be continuing on its way very quickly. But you do manage to get a good crack into it. Serenity, if you take your action to try and rip it off, you might be able to with a good enough strength check.
Is there a chance that I can just hit it with my weapon?
Is it a one-handed weapon or a two-handed weapon?
It's a two-handed weapon, so that's a no if I'm holding the reins.
If you're holding onto the horse. You're not holding onto the reins, you were holding onto the horse.
I can't drag the reins up.
And you can drag the reins up, but you're still, you were holding onto the horse. You jumped onto the horse,
Fair
remember?
enough.
And so if you let go of the horse, you're going to get run over by the cart.
Can I get onto the horse properly?
Let's say make
So I don't-
make an athletics check. It'll use half your movement, but you're also careening out of control. So this is just to see how well you do so before you make the swing. Not great. It's effectively a disadvantage roll to hit, but you can roll to hit the beam connecting the horse to the cart to try and loose it.
I gotta look at something real quick.
I think I know what you're gonna do, but
Yeah.
I'm allowed to know these things.
Of course.
What is he? Ah, okay, so I don't have to. Yeah, straight roll.
So what are you
You
doing?
know exactly what I'm doing.
Go ahead and say it.
Reckless.
All right. So you're swinging with more wild abandon than perhaps is necessary, but you're trying to hit it, and that will hit it. Roll damage. Right, not
Not
including the +2, but
more
with the
that.
11 slashing damage plus the 6 from before, that is just enough to dislodge the bindings from the horse to it and allow the horse to effectively keep running, but have the cart have that part of it drop down into the mud and start to slow it down, but it is still effectively still following you. But you can still, at this point, get the horse to move forward. And you just hear it going, "What happened? Here's some, oh no, oh no, oh no!
Off you. Parts off you. Parts off you.
I can still hear it!" It is dragging, but coming up behind it, like effectively like a crash car that's about to slam into something. So if you want to try and get the horse to get off the road, I'd say
Yes.
make another animal handling check with advantage.
You're getting off the road.
You hush it and kind of give like a little smack. Like, yeah, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Just moves off the road like almost immediately. Gets out of the way perfectly. Just you just hear it just of the car just careening behind you, kind of skidding out of control as you manage to get it out of the way. I will say that will be where we end the initiative part of this,
Oh,
because that does clear you guys of the danger. This is not stop anything else, of course, but now we need some ambiance, some good forest ambiance.
Remember to skip the music.
No. Ooh.
Cozy camping. I might put that on when I try and go to sleep. That sounds nice. Remember to skip. There we go.
Skipping. Whoa.
Ooh,
oof.
a little heavy.
Yeah. Not quite that loud.
Down. Let me see. Not caps lock.
Let's turn that down. You have the rain around you. So Zark, you were at the top of the initiative. I'll say we can go to you first. As you move over towards the thing that pinged.
Yeah.
Again, the horse is not liking it once you get within around about 15 feet of it.
Okay. So, yeah, he's going to dismount and tap the horse on the back to sort of like send it on its way.
Yeah, it kind of like
Okay.
dances back and moves back towards its owner.
Yeah. And he will slowly hand upon his sword, like ready for anything.
Mhm.
So he will slowly walk forward as the rain falls down upon him.
Yep.
Internally, he's thinking that he's really glad that he's wearing his hood up. And he slowly walks forward, just looking around, listening for anything, smelling anything at this point, just to see if there's anything there anymore.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Percival.
With an 18, there's no movement of anything in the brush or in the trees around you. And even then, the trees are very scattered. This is a very grassland area. However, as you were kind of looking it over, you note that there's like this, almost like a brick in the ground. As you kind of move over towards it, you can see that it has various markings on it, most of them look to be some kind of like bone imagery, like a skull on its side, skull on its opposite side, and it's giving off this very to a paladin, it's a very foul stench.
Hmm. So, can I check the runes to see what they even are? If they're abyssal, deep speech, common infernal,
Roll an
anything
Arcana
like
check.
that I can read?
Roll
Arcana?
Yeah, Arcana. They're not the most familiar to you. It's a mixture of language and arcane scribings.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you can make out, it appears to be effectively some kind of spell was put onto this in order to make it give off something.
Okay. I'm going to. But part of me wants to pick it up, but the other part of me is not sure if that's the wisest decision as of right now.
Which part of you is your character?
Uh, he's a. He's hesitant, but no one else is gonna touch it. And if it's gonna cause more damage, like it did on the roads earlier, at best, like, the most he can do, if, like, worst comes to worst, is relocate it if possible.
Yeah, so you pick it up?
So, yeah, he picks it up.
You pick it up. As you move it, you kind of get like this kind of uncomfortable feeling. It's not like a presence of like danger or anything like that. It's just uncomfortable to hold. Not painful, nothing like that. It's just uncomfortable.
Like a weird design.
Mm. Weird design, weird feeling. Just, It's weird.
Okay. So his first thought is, like, after this, is he should take it to a cleric or an arcanist or someone who has expertise in something of this kind.
Mm-hmm.
And try to figure out what it is, because through his training, he knows that through understanding what it is, he can deal with it in a better way.
Fair enough. So you kind of have to kind of put it in your bag for the moment. So mark that down. If you need to put down a weight, it weighs about 5 pounds. So it's hefty. But while you're doing that, the other three of you are round about in the same area at the moment, with Artemis being approached and Serenity able to either remain on the back of this horse or hop off it.
He's on it. I got a horse.
It's not your horse. It's this poor driver back there's horse. He's coming forward. He's just got to grab the other horse.
I know.
And he's
Yeah,
looking.
Elizabeth.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Elizabeth just kind of give Artemis a bit of a smile, take her hand off the hilt and go, "Never a dull moment, huh?" And kind of like lower her head at the awkwardness and just keep walking back to where the other people. Never a dull moment. Finger guns, crap, and
Just leave
I
before.
love her already.
Leave before anyone notices. Yeah.
Nobody saw that. We're good. Bye.
Yeah. You turn around and the proprietor of the cart just kind of moving towards you. He kind of gives like a little half wave. He's half limping as he's kind of moving forward. Seems to be a little bit off step.
I
Sir
was
Neil,
gonna.
I'm good.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Your turn. I'm done. I'm awkwardly walking away. We're good.
And then a while, go away.
Oh god. Serenity will move up to Artemis and kind of like offer her hand to her just to get her on. There's no point in soaking your feet in mud. Further.
We can't hear you, Kendall. Your microphone's off.
Your mic needs to be nicer to you.
Muted.
Nope.
Yeah,
I hit a button. I hit a
Yeah,
button.
you hit a button and it muted you.
Yeah.
Did. Okay, Artemis holds out a hand to help let her down from the horse.
She's offering to pull you up.
She
Yeah,
hopped
she's
off the
not-
horse.
Yeah, but it's not your horse.
No,
Did
but
you
it could be used.
And then she glances back, seeing Elizabeth leaving and the owner coming forward, and notices his limp, then back to the horse, then back to the limp, and then back to Serenity. She's like, do you need help getting down?
She has this just like smile, just oh dear. No, but I think he might need help on.
We plan
Sure.
on stealing a horse.
I'm not going to steal the horse. I both of us too. There's no point to letting it go unridden. Unridden? Alright.
Well, I
She'll
mean,
hop.
you're not wrong.
She'll hop off and take it over to the driver though, if he's on his feet.
He's on his feet. He's just hobbling over.
Limp.
He's got his other horse, and he just kind of moves over to you guys, just like, I appreciate it. It's, well, I don't know what happened. He just tore off to the side. I tried to hold on. Well, I hit my hip on the side of the car as I was dragged off it, and then I'm sorry. This was obviously not intended, or not, this obviously no fault of mine.
This was
no fault
out of your
yours.
control, and it's alright.
I understand that. It's just this is a whole lot of craziness for the day, and I'm just glad we're here, and I'm looking forward to a drink. And ow,
Will you allow me to? Good.
Artemis silently reaches forward and puts her hand on him and casts Cure Wounds.
roll the cure wounds cure. Nice. That's
Well,
for
both
health.
of us were going to reach forward to heal him.
He's just so pathetic.
It heals, and he kind of like jolts a little, like ooh. Extends his hip, kind of like rocks it from side to side, flexes his hands, like oh. That's my kind of you.
You're welcome.
Are you one of the clergy folks, or?
Yes.
Well,
The
I
answer's
appreciate.
very abrupt and sharp. You're welcome. And she keeps. Then she looks away. Back over to Serenity.
He kind of like looks to Strange, just like that's about expected of some, but Bite you might be looking to. Thank you for making sure that didn't happen to run into the city and start crashing into stuff. Yeah, he's one of the merchant leaders in the city, but
She'll gesture back to the cart. I was unfortunately not able to stop that.
he kind of looks like I'll live.
Well, I figure that's quite the point, isn't it?
It is very much the point. I will live, and I'm glad you all are unharmed. Hey, moves over to the horse. She's like, "Are you okay? You are. They go tearing off. You don't go anywhere. You are dense as like." And you just hear Paris. You just hear from the horse. I love you too. But he like. He,
Scared him.
I noticed that much. Don't know what it was. I tried to see if it was a snake or something, but
He
doesn't look like
mentioned All I could hear him say was, "Is it behind me?"
That sounds like something bigger than Oh, are you one of them? Are you a druid folk? You you forgive me. That you don't exactly dress like one of. Are you?
Jabs her with her elbow, and she's like, yes, yes, she is.
My apologies. I would have been a lot more understanding and considerate of your position had I realized. I am so sorry.
Doesn't like to go around advertising it. It's
That
okay.
that is completely. I will not advertise it to those in the city. Obviously, if you're trying to just kind of, I understand sometimes people can swarm. You're kind of pauses for a second, kind of looks between the two of you with like this processing thing. He just kind of like slowly kind of sets that to the side in his mind. Uh, uh, I'm gonna go to one of the taverns. There are two taverns in the city. If there a particular sort of place you're looking for, a more quiet sort of place, you're looking for some place that's a little bit more rowdy, up and coming, and whatnot. You are back with the group, yes. Sorry, you are back with the group at this point.
Yeah.
It does not take you that long
So,
to grab the rock, the brick.
all right.
Okay. Oh wait. She looks up to Serenity and raises a brow. Do you have a preference?
Preference for
Where we will be staying for the next couple of days?
not necessarily so long as it has a bed.
Well, there's two places in the town. One of them's the Fire Drake's Hearth. It's run by Arvel. It's kind of got the people who give you a side eye and might be more rowdy like, but it's kept well enough, and it got some great spice mead. Um, then there's the Hollowed Barrel. That's Glarded's tavern. It's very calm, very peaceful. At least after sundown, unless it's actually no. Today's a party day. Today's the day to cut loose. He does it only on the fifth days. Every fifth day he tends to try and let people have some fun.
Sounds like both options are quite pretty.
I guess it
Yeah,
depends.
the second probably be more control.
Uh,
So, and she'll look at
which one? Which one, ma'am?
the second one. Fucking
Would be more what?
be more controlled.
For the most part, yeah. He doesn't have much of a hand for people who are uh, out of line. In fact, doesn't sell too much of strong drinks. Most of his stock tends to be of stuff more of teas and wines. Very expensive stuff for some people, so doesn't get most folk.
A rowdy place would be perfect.
A rowdy place would be the hearth, the Fire Drake's Hearth.
Yeah, people don't usually try to bother other people there, do they?
Not unless they are like trying to stand out or trying to do something to start a fight. And even if they do try and start a fight, they usually take it out into the outside, and they don't tend to do it on days like today where it's raining. No one wants to be wet. They want to be warm by the fire. So most people will be kind of trying to keep a tight lip today.
That sounds good. What do you think?
I suppose if that's what you desire, then I don't mind.
Again, kind of gives you this look like, what the fuck is going on? But
A lot.
a lot, but nothing he knows.
Would I be able to roll an insight to try to figure out what is going on?
I'd say you can. Go ahead and roll an insight.
All right.
Don, I'm gonna DM you a
No.
question I just thought.
They're they're surprisingly unjarred by what has just happened. One second here.
Okay.
I thought of that. Trust me.
Well,
Yeah.
Elizabeth is going to kind of make her way back over to the group now that she doesn't feel as awkward about things and go, did somebody mention a drink? I think we all deserve one. She's a little shaken and she's starting to look around very nervously.
Aurelius places a hand on her shoulder. And he goes, "You're okay, love. It's over. We're gonna get a drink, okay?
I have a question. Which shoulder do you put your hand on?
Whichever one's closest to him."
Okay. I will. She's gonna flinch away from you and just kind of say, "Sorry, sorry. Yeah, it's over. It's over. We're good. Let's go get a drink."
Big on drinking, but I am big on people watching. She smiles at the guy that drove them there. Does he have a name?
Yeah. Let's see. It's one of these.
Get that random name generator ready.
Farard.
Forad. Okay.
Sorry.
There's a joke I'm missing here.
And don't worry about it. It's fine.
She looks back at Ferrard and then glances at his cart. Like, did you need any assistance gathering the things?
Shouldn't be too much of an issue. I can put them onto my horses, and I've got packs for that. That should be fine. Thanks to what you're able to do, there's not too much damage to everything, so I should be fine enough with what we've got in front of us. I'll have to ask for someone to come fix up my cart later, obviously, but that is definitely the least of my troubles, especially considering that you're able to help out with this much.
Surely the process would be easier if I was able to assist you in any way.
I mean, if you want to help out, I'm not going to stop you. It's just...
This is what I do for a living.
Oh.
This is my job. I can help where you need it.
Yeah. Just need to get the packs put onto the horses is mostly it, and after that, again, I can get the...
As soon as he mentions the packs, Aurelius has already started walking over to it.
And there you go.
Elizabeth's gonna try to hurry after him, going, "Wait a minute! I said I'd help too."
Serenity looks at Artemis. If you would like, you can stay behind while I help the two enthusiasts.
Oh, yeah, I'll wait here.
I'll go over to help them as well.
So Artemis kind of hangs back and just kind of watches as the four of you go over, grab all the stuff, put them onto the horses respectively, and he kind of just like takes them by the leads, the reins as it were, and just kind of leads them away back into the town. And you have arrived in Amber, which is
The one. Sorry.
here on the map.
We're. Wait,
Not
ping it
me
again.
zooming in excessively far on.
Oh,
For real.
there you go.
Amber.
Oh no! No! Why? See, I just realized my map is slightly cut off. Hold on.
That won't help you.
Scroll. Roll20 gave me like a quarter of the actual map.
No.
There we go. I'm good. It fixed itself when I refreshed.
Yeah, it's under the name Cormundum, like directly underneath it.
Right.
It's between the R and the M in Cormundon.
But
It's east of High Watch.
I wonder what happens if I ping transparently. Nothing. Noted.
Yes, you arrived in Amber. It's a smaller town, not a huge population. As you're walking through the town and making your way towards the inn you were told of, the Firebreak's Hearth. I'll type that in here just in case anyone wants it. Which is run by Arvel. I know people like it for their notes. You read real quick. Assume Serenity stays near Artemis when she's done having back. Got it.
Cool.
This town, as you're walking through it, you would idly note that this has a various number of people, a number of dwarves, scattering of humans, as well as hobgoblins, who are among the populace. the people are just going about their day-to-day work. Most of it seems to be kind of brought in more just due to the rain, although there are a few places that have awnings out to kind of give more rain cover and kind of let the rain kind of splash out further away for people who would come in to kind of, dust off their jackets and coats and whatnot with the rain already on it. The Fire Drake's Hearth is not too far into the city. Probably about 5-6 blocks in. It's not like it's like a straight path or anything. It's like kind of like a more like blocked off in certain ways, just like lefts, rights, and whatnot. So it is a bit more of a winding road than a straight path. But with Ferrard able to help you out, you are able to make it to the inn easy enough and start, kicking off the rain and the mud as Ferrard asks for some rooms for his horses to put them in, get ready to unpack and such, while you guys can enter into the Fire Drake's Hearth. The Fire Drake's Hearth is a very much as described location, very boisterous and very loud, very much people who are not needing to rein in their noise level, as it were. Behind the bar is Arvel. They are a hobgoblin with a nest of brown hair, sharp gray eyes. They got a crooked nose and a lopsided smile of someone who's probably been in a few bar brawls. There's an apron with an iron flower pin on it, and they're smiling as you guys enter. They give you a very quick wave. Hello there! Pleasure to have you joining us at the Fire Drake's Hearth. Sit at the table over there. I'll have someone come around to you in a moment. I've got a few other orders to take care of, if you will. That one's that one over there, in the corner. That one's free.
The one in the corner?
Yeah, the one in the corner.
Okay, Elizabeth is going to hurry over to the table and take the chair with her back to the wall.
Gotcha.
Aurelius just gestures to the others, just like after you style. He doesn't say a word, but he just kind of gestures.
Artemis follows with her arm hooked into Serenity's to drag her along, with her hood still up.
Understandable.
And she takes the seat against the wall, but her back is toward the door.
Okay.
Basically across from Elizabeth.
Gotcha. So you both have taken up your spots. It's giving you different advantages, as it were. So that will mean that Zark and Serenity will have slightly more of their backs to the room than these two, although they can kind of scoot around if they have a desire to be more towards the walls if they wish. And it takes a bit, but there is a halfling who will eventually come out, carrying a few trays of different foods and whatnot, moving around, setting them on different people's tables, kind of sliding around between different people, getting up, moving around and whatnot, as it were. Eventually they will get around and they'll actually bring up a couple of mugs, and they'll place them on you on the table in front of you, and just kind of like not in front of each of you, just on the table, and just be like, "I'll be right back with drinks. Is there anything you'd like to order before we start getting rowdy this evening?"
Do you have any hot tea?
That's someone didn't tell you about this place. We can make some hot tea. It's not that hard. It's easy enough. Is there some specific flavor you're looking for? Something bitter, something sweet?
Do you have any hot drinks?
We can brew up the tea if you wish. We do have no, that's a bit expensive for most people's taste. We do have some spiced wines. If not spiced wines, spiced wines again higher on more people's taste. We have some spiced ale. That has a bit of a pep to its step, if you wish.
Sure, that'll work.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
I'll take one of those as well, please.
Spiced ale for two. Gotcha. And the other two people are currently indisposed at the moment, so we'll presume that they ordered when they get back. The timing.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, actually, if anyone needs to use the restroom or anything, real quick, go ahead. I'm going to quickly do so to make sure that I am taken care of. Might grab a snack on my way back. Who knows? Maybe I'll get adventurous and grab another zebra cake. I don't know. Or my bacon.
Oh, look at you.
Ooh, my ties. Yeah, that's over here. Tasty. So give me 1 second.
Well, this is fun. And of course, the two that are sitting opposite one another are the ones that are still here.
Artemis is not making eye contact.
Oh, Elizabeth is cagey, to say the least, and just looking at everybody. That's why she wanted her back to the wall. Which I will repeat once there are more people here than just you and I.
Yeah.
While I wait, I'm going to write down notes that I have been semi-taking.
Feel that?
All right. I'm back. Oh. Is Paris also back?
Or the others. I think so.
Yes. The cat escaped. Is the cat okay?
The cat's fine. I have to put the cat in like a specific room so they don't tear up the curtains.
Uh-huh. And they
And
escaped.
when I went to go to the bathroom, Mom opened the door and he decided, it's open! Make a break! And fucking ran.
Yes, as you do. Is there a specific drink that Serenity would want?
What do they got? And I'm
What-
sorry, I'm eating Cheetos. I'm hungry.
What do you want?
This is getting a spiced ale
Yes.
because it's
Okay.
hot.
And so is Elizabeth.
It sounds so freaking bougie before I answer this. Do they have berry wine?
They'll definitely give you a sidelong look like of a... I mean, we got it. Yeah. You got the coin for it?
I would
We
hope
don't
so.
we don't give that by the mug, mind you. We give that by the bottle, and that's 10 gold, man.
Artemis just gives her a look of a very pointed look of like, that's going to attract attention.
She sighs. I suppose ale will do then.
She'll get the same as me.
Another spiced ale. Very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back. Presuming that...
I think Sark's coming back.
Yeah, I presume... right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
I was just doing some animal handling, don't mind me.
Yes, no worries. We heard the good beans. Is there a specific drink that your character would order?
He, like, a long time ago, he would have had mead and just traditional ale, but these days he's, more accustomed to rum and whiskeys.
Okay, rum or whiskey? We have both.
Do you have a black rum?
I may ask him in the back room. Or if now we have something equivalent.
That'll do nicely, thank you.
No problem. Give me just a moment. They'll scamper off. And the air of the room continues to be one of jovialness and a lot of just noise. You do hear...
Artemis.
Go ahead.
Artemis trying to give Serenity's arm a little tap. We'll get you some berry wine from that fancy place later, alright?
Nods her head. I would appreciate it.
Silently,
Oh, go ahead.
silently, Aurelius hands out some coin for them to take so that they can pay for it. assuming that he's never going to see these people again.
Oh, honey, you got a storm coming for you.
Well, like in character, he's been traveling alone for this long, so he's just assuming that nothing's going to come of this. It's going to be like every other thing.
The
Aw.
moment he does that, Elizabeth is going to shake her hand no and push it back towards him and go, no, 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 it's okay. But thank you.
Says thank you. She's not gonna turn down free booze.
Very different reactions, obviously.
Aurelia shrugs and just pushes it to Artie instead.
Okay.
Artie gets my money. Okay.
Artemis raises the gold and tucks it in her pocket.
I'm gonna mark off 1 gold piece.
I'm gonna add 1 gold piece.
As you guys are just kind of spending time in the tavern, you note like just people kind of coming in, whatnot, waiting for your food, whatnot. You note some of the other conversations that are nearby, at least enough that you can like kind of overhear, not intentionally, but they're not exactly being quiet either. You hear about this, a few of the places here. Apparently there are 2 smithies. One of them is run by someone named Boke. The other one is run by someone named Targai. Difference of opinions and whatnot. Some people say that Targai is better because she somehow wrangled a young fire dragon to work the forge, while Boke was at one point one of the best weaponsmiths in the kingdom. Rumor, of course, but it's worth mentioning. And that's what a lot of people say. One of the things that you guys keep hearing about, though, like from like some people coming in, is like this almost muttered curse of things being broke as Gardai's tower. I'll spell that for you.
Gardai's Tower.
Gardai's tower.
Not me doing my research right now.
That is not in the document. This is new.
Me literally not doing research right now.
I love how you could hear the mouse click in the middle of that sentence.
I think this would really
Totally
helps
wasn't
it.
doing that.
Is that something I should know? No, this is not something that your characters would know much about. This is new news to most of you. You might have heard some rumors of it. I'll let you roll a history check.
Okay. History. Yeah. He might have heard the name, but that's about it.
It's a tower that is in this. It's not in like the city proper, but it's supposed to like near the city. But it's a tower of some repute for some reason.
Okay.
One of the things that I'd say, even with a 7, you would still vaguely know, is that there was something about it that happened that gives it likely the reason why they're cursing it and whatnot, but what that is specifically, not happening.
Okay. So, from this point on, Aurelius is keeping his ear out for basically any other information relating to this tower, like just being aware of it.
Make a perception check.
I almost did a persuasion.
Very different roll.
Persuade your ears.
Ears. Function.
Function, please. I want to hear things. With a 12, you overhear after a couple of minutes someone kind of muttering something in a weird way that's just like you don't quite catch onto it. Elizabeth, can you roll me a perception check as well, please? So you also hear this, but you actually pick up a little bit more on the undertones of what is being
Okay.
said.
Okay.
I also have a question.
Hmm.
Would I hear this since I have a passive perception of 16?
You'd hear it, but it doesn't make any sense to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna just message Moss, let them know why. Because that was the thing we discussed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So for everyone else, for the two of you, it sounds like they're talking about a card game. And they're saying that uh, the tower turned their luck, and things were just not as they expected them to be. What you hear, Elizabeth, is effectively them saying, we did a run near the tower. Someone was there, and we had to back out. They were moving something. We want in, but we don't know what they're moving. Think the boss knows anything?
Elizabeth is going to look over. Does she recognize the people talking?
No, these aren't people you've
Okay.
met or worked with before at all.
Is there a certain calling card attire to these people that would make her worry?
Her worried?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically? No. These
Okay.
it's an attire that's very different from what you've normally expected.
Okay. Then she's gonna not. She's going to pay attention, but she's not going to have a fight or flight moment.
Yeah. It's just the normal riffraff making talk.
Okay. Then she'll just roll her eyes and look down at her drink.
Not my division.
Like, nah, never mind.
If nothing else, it's work or potential work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something you can keep in mind.
Most definitely.
So, which reminds me, one of you books is here. I have candy canes.
How old are they?
That's a good question.
At least a month.
Aurelius looks over to the halfling that just returned.
Yes.
Where'd you get candy canes?
They're a treat from over to the east of the Colossi Walk of the
Do they
Caucasus
go
Walk.
well with the spice ale?
Sometimes, but
Bruh.
not this type of spice. I mean, I suppose it could. Never tried it myself. You want to try it?
Tyranny holds out a hand.
You'll, free of charge. Color it out of curiosity.
Like, thank you.
I'm stirring my fucking ale with this.
Aurelius is gonna wait for their reaction before even thinking about it with his drinks.
Right.
Elizabeth is
Just
just gonna
watching
put
with
hers in and take a
mild
sip.
bewilderment.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
It's something new.
Yeah.
Tyranny takes a
In a
sip.
new place.
It's
Trying
got,
new things.
it's got a bit more of the peppermint snap to it. Excuse me.
Dawn,
Huh?
Serenity looks at Artemis with the most apologetic expression she can muster. I'm crushing the candy cane into the drink.
Alright. I thought you were going to do the forbidden thing.
No! I'm not Nivara. I don't have to worry about that.
For anyone else wondering, the forbidden thing is Zadine in the other campaign she was a part of would take candy canes, bite into them, and just crack down on them. He didn't
He
suck
wouldn't
on them.
suck on them. He would just bite
He
it.
would just chew on them.
Oh, he's one of those people.
It drove Nivara insane.
She didn't like it.
Artemis just gives Serenity a look and then looks back down in her ale and then sips at her own spiced ale.
Mhm.
What's it taste like?
Yeah, Aurelius is curious as well. He doesn't say it, but the look in his eyes.
Curious, like,
Well, I
yeah,
guess.
the one you can see. It's I don't drink alcohol, so I'm afraid I'm not going to be the best for giving you the how this is going to taste. But it's got kind of a sweeter, kind of a pop to it that kind of just kind of makes it very easy to go down. So you can take after a long day of work, just kind of drink and just be like, ah. It is warm,
So,
as you requested. Hmm?
as someone who has actually tasted this, it's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Artemis just starts drinking because it's warm.
Because
And
it's
she
warm.
can't cast any magic on herself to make the water go away because they're in public.
The pain of magic laws.
Can't do prestidigitation.
Can't have nothing in this town.
Yeah, and it's not like I have anything that would do anything either.
Alright, yeah.
Also,
She's
Um,
just studying and occasionally she shivers. And huddles
what am I
looks
going?
really-
What am I gonna do? Inflict wounds on my drink to make it?
I would like to necromantically make me beer kneel.
tastes better.
I will use my conquest ability to make it suffer. No, that's not how that works.
It'd be a whole other flavor right there.
Yeah,
Or are you gonna seduce the drink because it's so hot?
I mean,
He didn't
this
get the
drink
spice.
looking kind of sus. I'm just saying.
It's been
Artemis
venting
is
around.
down like half the mug already.
Good.
I'll go ahead.
Aurelius looks at his drink, looks at hers, slides his over to hers, just kind of with the mentality of, I kind of want to try it. You can have some of mine if you want. Doesn't say it, but it's kind of implicit.
To Artemis or Serenity? You're surrounded by women.
Serenity.
Yeah, Artemis
Yeah.
didn't put any candy cane in her drink.
Yeah, so it's definitely you.
She like takes the candy cane, stirs it in his drink, and then we'll slide it back to him. Not the one she sucked on. Don't worry. It's just a different
That's
one.
hers.
Yeah, so, the, this, this paladin is like, not like, so far, you haven't seen him make very strong facial expressions. He takes a sip of this, looks at it, squints weirdly, and he's kind of like disappointed by it. Like, this is not as good as it sounded.
Serenity's already halfway through her glass.
Well, you also have to remember, he got rum. The rest of them got spiced rum.
Oh yeah.
They got spiced ale.
When she takes a sip, she does look at him from over her mug. I think it might only work with the ale.
Yeah. And Elizabeth is just gonna pull her drink away so it can't be accessed.
Contamination.
Right.
Yeah. Aurelius, it still, like, politely continues to drink, not wanting to say anything.
Also, another thing for Elizabeth, real quick.
Poor man. Uh-oh. The silence of
about it.
DMing.
Don't worry about it, he says.
He says as he lets us sit in silence. Don't worry about it. Lifts gun to Elizabeth. Don't worry about it.
Artemis just kind of leans on Serenity, but do you want to get him a tiny baby cup so he can try your drink?
That's probably not a bad idea. Excuse me, calling out to the innkeeper. His name I don't remember.
It's, in the chat.
Oh, Arvel. Okay.
Arvel.
Do you think you could get a smaller cup for me?
I've got adult size, and I've got get the fuck out size, and I've got giant size. Which are you preferring?
While this is happening, Elizabeth is going to stand up and make her way casually towards the other table as if she's going towards the bar.
Mm-hmm.
and kind of eavesdrop a little bit as she walks by.
Okay. Make
Is
a
there a roll that
performance check.
a performance check?
Yes.
Okay.
You
You're not
gotta
being
fake it till
stealthy.
you make
You're
it.
being blending in.
Oh, crap.
Acting.
Hey, I've got a
Assassin's
good.
Creed, that shit.
See how far. Yeah, it's not
Why are
that
you
bad.
trying to? Why are you trying to listen in? All they're doing is talking about cards.
They don't seem to notice you. Like one of them kind of like looks up at you for a moment.
Oh yeah.
They're like, nah, get back.
We're playing cards.
She just kind of gives him a nod and goes over to the bar,
Mhm.
puts down a gold, and comes to get a spice ale just to walk back over like she decided she was going to get it for him and pay for it at,
Oh, for them?
Yeah.
for a trade.
Gotcha.
For Aurelius.
Aurelius, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to make a show of going and paying with my gold to get it for Aurelius and come back. While they're yelling about it, she's just gonna go pay for it and
Gotcha.
come back.
Gotcha. Yeah. One of them is just completely lost. One of the other guys kind of like perks up a little, like it's like this very kind of slow, like interest and kind of like nod. And kind of like as you're walking back, just kind of like, fancy playing cards later. We could use someone else at the table.
Always interested. Just let me know when.
Will do. They kind of give you like this wave, and the other guy kind of like looks like what the fuck? He kind of you see like jolt a bit, like clearly someone who got kicked under the table.
And Elizabeth
What did
is
I
just going
do?
to sit back down and slide the cup on over. On me.
For
Not
Aurelius.
For Aurelius. Yes, sorry.
Now he has 2 drinks.
The one
do you,
All
do
right,
you
got
take
2
the
drinks.
peppermint
Okay,
ale
very
or
cool.
do you take the rum?
Chug them both at once. Don't be a coward.
shotgun it.
First, what he does is he spins it around. I assume the thing is already in the whatever it
The
was
spiced ale?
already in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the ale at this
It's in
point.
the ale. It's in the
The
ale.
peppermint,
Uh,
yeah.
The peppermint is in the ale.
You can no longer escape it.
Yeah, he spins it around, sniffs it, like basically shuts it down,
Mhm.
and again he's just kind of like, it's like he's not like fond of it, but he doesn't hate it either. It's just kind of like interesting, but he still has this glass of rum in front of him effectively,
Mhm.
and he doesn't want to waste it. So
Can't
he
help you with that one.
yeah he reluctantly continues to to drink.
If you don't want to finish it, then I can finish it for you.
You don't want to finish this, trust me.
I could finish it for you. My taste buds are effectively dead.
Do I even want to know what happened to them?
No.
Noted.
I do have a passive insight of 14. Do I pick up on anything?
She's making it up. She has a different idea on how to fix this.
So you have
He
what
just
what
looks
I'm
at Artemis at the dead taste buds comment.
so wait say that again.
My taste buds are effectively dead. This hot drink has burnt off quite a bit of them.
Aurelius, kind of curious to see where this is going, slides the drink over, and
Finishes the napkin and balls it up and shoves it into the glass.
what?
That's probably the reaction that he has. Like,
You didn't want to drink it. I didn't want to drink it. Now it's gone.
that's one way to handle it.
No, seriously, what
Slightly disappointed.
I
She
completely
she
missed
balled up a napkin and put it into there to suck up the drink.
He just looks upset.
Aurelius, he doesn't. He's not necessarily upset. More so like, huh, interesting.
I wasn't expecting this took a turn and I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, and he
You no longer have a drink.
I suppose I do not.
Maybe you should order something.
That you
She takes
actually
another
want.
sip of her spiced ale and leans back a little, shivers again, and curls up a little closer because she's still wet and tiny.
Serenity will wrap her cloak around Artemis.
Yeah.
She
This is
she
just
tugs the
another
cloak.
day for Elizabeth. She's not showing any signs of cold. She's used to being in weather like this.
Artemis pulls the cloak a little closer around her shoulders. He gives,
Shall I fetch you some warm ale?
already drinking it.
More warm ale.
Would rather not test my tolerance today like you are yours.
Fair enough.
Thank you, though. And she also turns to her and she's like, thank you.
Seem like you're going to start curling in on yourself so badly that you might turn invisible.
Well, that would be quite beneficial, wouldn't it?
Yes, but then there's also the question of if you would be able to uncurl yourself.
Well, I don't see the benefit in uncurling.
That can see you to protect you.
Is this like genuine talk, or is this like?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
this is genuine.
So we're just
is
sitting here
this
while
is
you
them
guys
just
are
having-
having this conversation.
They're just having
Yeah.
some fun little banter. That is only somewhat serious, but not really.
She said
Playful
it
banter.
again.
Confused.
Again, passive insight 14. Huh?
Playful banter.
What are you looking for, homie?
Is
This
it like
playful banter.
what kind of magic does that? Like, how do you crawl up and turn an actual visible?
You don't. She's just curling in really tight on herself to
Yeah.
conserve heat.
She's not
Okay.
actually. She's like, if you do that, you might turn invisible playfully. And it's like, that'd be
Oh,
great. I
okay.
love that.
Okay.
But then I can't
was
help you.
confused.
No, yeah, no. It's just literally a case of, I want to be invisible, but then I can't protect you. But I'd be warm.
One of those.
But trying to be,
But-
dignified about it.
You might also be able to detect that she doesn't want to be noticed. And the half
Yeah.
serious part.
Okay.
But most of it's
Perhaps-
joking
Yeah.
banter. Just funny little jabs because they've been traveling for a while together. You'd be able to tell that from how close and comfortable they are with each other as compared to how she's reacting to you and to Elizabeth.
The fact she hasn't shirked away from me despite me sitting, 3 feet away from her?
Yeah.
Yeah, if she was any further, she'd probably grab her and try and sit closer to her.
I have a little shadow.
That's her travel buddy. That's her friend.
It's a friend.
That's her friend.
It's a friend.
She likes having a friend.
Yeah, he offers. Perhaps you should rest up in a room or something, under some
Yeah.
blankets. Get warm.
Yes, sleep or warmth sounds wonderful right now. The drink can only do so much.
Meh. She just continues to drink.
Meh.
You just pat her shoulder. Eventually she'll go to bed on her own once she gets too cold to stand it.
Once I get too tired to stand it.
There's a difference. God.
Love these two.
As you guys are kind of having this conversation at the other table, one of the gentlemen kind of seems to notice that things are winding down a bit more at your table and kind of motions to Elizabeth, just like, empty chair, whenever you want.
Elizabeth is just gonna kind of put her cup down and go, "Excuse me," and kind of mosey over to the table, take the chair, and you'll see as her kind of demeanor changes to, and even her facial expression changes to being very lighthearted to very cold and very stoic as she takes a seat.
All this, just so you're aware, is going to be done in what I message you on. I'm going to effectively be transcribing it, and you can do the same. That way, we're not going,
This is what's being said.
This was actually intentionally being said, not.
I am ready.
So
Yeah,
they start dealing
this
out.
sounds like some variant of Thieves' Camp.
They start dealing out the cards, and they ask, "You in town for business? We're just passing through."
Passing through, but it wouldn't hurt to find a little work along the way.
Work's good. Work's plenty. At least with merchants, you got a lot of people who are moving in and out, moving product, moving stuff.
Oh, I'm just watching all this stuff. Anything that would be soon that I could help out with? Always willing to lend a hand.
Staying in town for a few days?
That's the plan.
Heard of Gardai Tower?
I've heard whisper.
Not much said. Broken
No.
tower.
That's all that I hear.
Magic fucker. Something blew up in the lower areas and the rest of the tower stayed up.
Really?
It's just floating.
Floating. Well,
But
that sounds like something that more people should be talking about.
they are. We're just not talking about
Not
people slipping out at night.
There are people.
Well, that's what we've
Yes,
been finding.
that is new news.
Some of them seem to be carrying stuff. Looking to catch some of them. Maybe move it.
Well, I can't say I know much about the magic side of things, but I can say that if you need an extra set of hands, I'm always willing to help.
Good. Boss is looking for new hands. Kind of pauses, glances back at mind you. Your gaggle looking for work, or they more of the cleric's napkin?
See, they do not seem like they would be into such games.
Shame. Use more hands. Lady there looks strong. Man looks strong. Don't look like they'd be for hiding stuff, but hiding themselves rather.
I could always see if I can maybe teach them the ins and outs by the time it's help is needed.
Can you teach them to keep their mouth shut?
I know ways to make people be quiet.
I'm gonna set things up 2 days, so boss might ask to see you, speak with you in person.
Well,
we'll keep in touch.
You can find me here.
Sounds good.
If I am not here, ask for Elizabeth.
Understood. Looks like I lose again. Damn it. Slides you 5 gold. Good hand.
It's been a good game.
Let's have some good luck.
I have my moments.
Yeah. When he says like the good hand and whatnot, everyone can kind of catch on that he's actually be like, that's actually a good hand. He's actually gone back to an actual understandable common.
Yeah. Like, I have my moments. I'm going to have to call this a game for the night.
You can always come back. Love to test, see what people got.
Oh, of course. I know where to find you. You know where to find me.
Good.
And she just gets up and heads back over to the table.
Sounds good.
So, did I miss anything? her complete demeanor of being cold and stoic gone in a
Hmm?
snap as she sits down.
Trying to make him get another drink.
Against his
Is
better
it-
judgment.
Is it about the gold? I won the hand that I was
It's-
playing with them.
You're fine.
I can get you
It's
another
quite
one.
alright. I fear what might become of me if I have too much.
Well, just let me know.
I'll be quite alright, thank you.
Of course.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Is that cart driver in there?
Yeah, he said he was going to eventually be taking a seat here,
How far away is he?
a few tables over.
Is he in earshot?
You can call out to him, yeah?
I don't want to call out to him. I want to hear what he's saying.
Make a perception check. You kind of lean over slightly, just not obviously, but keeping an ear out. And as everything else is going on, you kind of hear him just kind of going, yeah, no, but I was able to get it all brought in. It's fine, just something spooked the horse. Almost lost the product. Would have been bad for business, I know. No, I still got it. It's fine. I had some people help me out moving it. I don't know if they'd be happy to move more of it, but they kept my horses from crashing, dying. No, it's fine. He's talking to this other gentleman who's just kind of got like a younger look to him, hobgoblin, as far as you can tell. Who is just kind of like nodding slowly, kind of like just kind of tapping the fingers on the table every now and then. And that person's just kind of nodding back, just like, I'm glad to hear that. It's definitely good to hear that things went well for you, even if they had a slight turn. We can see about getting your cart fixed. Wouldn't be good to have one of our best drivers out of commission. You rest up here. 5 silvers a night's not that bad. Get you a good room. Have your cart fixed before the end of the week. Gives him a little nod, just like, easy enough.
Artemis lets out just a very slow, even breath. She was eavesdropping to make sure she feels reassured.
Mm-hmm.
And she eases back into her chair and just starts to drink her, and slowly starts drinking her drink a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth kind of looks up from her drinking as awkwardly and as casually as is her nature. Kind of look at everyone and going, so, how long are you guys planning on being in town?
As long as people need me, I'll be here.
Dirty just points at Aurelius? How do you say his name?
Aurelius.
Okay. Aurelius. She just points at him.
That leads me to my next question. Do you guys, need work or something? Because, there might be some work that I can help
The
get you guys
job.
in. Yes, the job.
What's the job?
I have to meet with the, person before I know for sure. I just know that, work is to be had and, strength is needed.
Artemis just looks up at Serenity and is like, that's not my department.
No, but it is mine.
Did you want to stay in town for that?
She kind of gives a.
If you do not want the work, I understand. I'm just somebody that was on the cart with you. But word has gotten to me that there are people needed, and I'm willing to share the help if you want to help.
Before I do anything else, I need to find out if there's some kind of arcanist or some kind of archaeologist or something who can look at something I found on the road. I believe it is what caused fear within the beasts that brought us here.
You believe it's something arcane?
Yes. And while I am of an order that spends time looking into the arcane, my speciality is not whatever this is.
Artemis looks genuinely interested, but she's restraining herself from asking, so she tips her head back a little and thinks, and then looks at him and says, "We can see if there's a temple in town. Usually clerics are able to help with that sort of thing." Her voice kind of sharpens on the word clerics.
It depends on the clerics. If they're clerics of Louise, they'll welcome us with open arms. Clerics of the Lunatari, they will definitely be interested, but they're more likely to take it.
And you want to keep it?
I want to know what to do with it once we know what it is. Because depending on what it is will depend on what we have to do with it. Whether it should be destroyed, whether it should be discarded, whether it should be researched further. I don't know.
She has a passive perception of 16.
It's in his bag. You
Just
can't
kind
see
of
it.
squints.
Once we're out of here, do you mind showing it?
She
I'm
also
curious
has
myself.
passive insight of 16.
As
Just
far
kind
as
of
you
squints.
As far as you can tell, everything Aurelius is saying is the truth, and he does seem to have a strong understanding of how clerics and other like orders of that kind operate and how they think, and it almost seems like he has some kind of personal history with them.
Okay. She glances back at Serenity. He's like, "You wanted to see it?"
She nods her head.
It's too many eyes here, and considering the crowd amongst us,
I'll see about getting us some rooms. Are there
Thank
rooms
you.
at this tavern?
There are rooms. They are 5 silver apiece.
Okay.
Modest accommodations. They give you a bed. If you want to share, it would be an extra silver, but you could be able to get 2 beds.
We do.
Yeah, Artemis and Serenity
Sorry,
can share.
two extra silver, not 1, but so 7 silver total for the 2.
Elizabeth would prefer to have her own room.
So 5 silver.
Serenity will
Alright.
point at Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
I would be willing to take that job.
You would. Then, when I hear from the boss, I will say that I have at least 1 extra set of strong hands to help.
She just gives Elizabeth a smile. Do you want separate rooms? Looking back at Artemis. Or do you want the same room?
They're the same.
Excellent. The whole time she's smiling, it's genuine, but it's the same smile. Like, it's only left her face when she watched Aurelius drink that peppermint rum, to which she almost laughed at him.
Casually, of course.
But yeah, and then Artemis is gonna go, "It's hardly the first time I'll be seeing you naked."
Casual conversation, I take it.
Casual conversation.
Arches her eyebrow. As long as I get naked for bed.
implying that you get naked when you change clothes. We do that in the same room pretty often, especially when we camp.
I
feel
feel
like this
is
is a
this a
conversation we shouldn't be part of.
This
Shall
is
I-
more this is more banter. It's just
Oh, I know, but Elizabeth doesn't have social cues.
Aurelius figures this, but he's still a bit uncomfortable. Like he's like, should I really be here for this? He kind of he even says, is this not a conversation, joking or not, that is a bit inappropriate?
I'll stop. And then she downs the rest of her drink. Like,
Ernie just pats
Most
Artemis's
definitely.
shoulder again. Not a conversation I expected to have, but I suppose life is filled with unexpected things.
To new
Indeed it
friends,
is.
Elizabeth just raises her glass to new friends and downs the rest of it like it's nothing.
Ernie will raise her glass as well. Oh,
Artemis
God.
isn't cheering, isn't toasting. She's just downing the rest of her drink.
Aurelius, he kind of chuckles under his breath. Like he chuckles looking down, picks up his drink, clinks it to the others, and downs the rest of his rum
Right.
in one go, like no issue.
Gotcha.
He has a drink now.
He ordered a drink, yeah.
Oh, he got
Yes,
their
too.
drink.
You were too busy talking about naked.
That's so mean. As this is going on,
There's a reason for that.
Elizabeth and Aurelius, with your backs to the wall, more looking towards the door, you do note like figures moving outside in the rain. It's not so heavy that it fully obscures them with some of the bits of light coming from some of the other buildings. But as they start kind of moving around and whatnot, you note that one of the figures seems to be like almost like lifting its head, putting it back down, almost like a creature. And like it keeps doing that up, down, kind of moving around. There's someone leading it, and then as they get close to this place, they seem to like look up, down, up. And they're like holding for a moment. Just seems to be slowly beginning to not lumber so much as kind of like almost like lope forward a bit, to the point that you can almost see them in the light of from the tavern. And as they get closer, you can see that one of the figures is very gaunt, very almost withered looking, and the creature behind it, as it steps into the light, has this glassy-eyed avian form of effectively a giant chicken that looks to be in some form of undeath.
Elizabeth's whole body is going to tense,
As
and
it-
her hand underneath the table is just going to go rest on the hilt of her sword.
As
Aurelius, kind of like his hand, like his sword's on his back, so he's acting as if he's gonna place his hand, sort of, fist on cheek, so that he can quickly grab for his greatsword if he has to.
Gotcha. Yeah, and as they get closer, the creature lets out this kind of this very, very wet sounding as it moves in, like kind of shoves its way through the door. You can see Arvel kind of like, "Hey, no animals allowed," as he seems to register. Bird. That's weird. That not the
think
bird
that's
itself,
an
but
animal.
not the bird itself, but the state of the bird and the fact that it's got feathers that are like falling out, bits of its skin that look kind of more leathery than alive. As it pushes its way in, kind of like looks around again with this very glassy eye, very much not looking and more just sensing the area around. As it slowly kind of keeps looking around and just kind of like throws its head around and is going to actually attack the first couple people around it.
it's attacking?
Oh yeah.
Aurelius stands up immediately.
Oh yeah. It,
Yep.
it misses everyone because everyone has the good sense to back away, but it kind of like flails its neck around like it's like a chicken with its head cut off, effectively, just using its head like a flail. Misses everyone as two other humanoid entities enter, and you can see now that their skin is not just gaunt, but very much to the bone. And I'd like
That's not good.
everyone to roll initiative.
Hehe.
See what happens with this one. Oh,
25.
damn it.
I rolled absolute terribly for this creature's first attack. It rolled a 1, a 4, and a 2.
Freaking dog water! Look at
Fire
that!
at the end.
Elizabeth, Serenity.
I'm just gonna go over the corner, don't mind me.
Aurelius just like, I am the fast.
I am
This
the
is-
one!
I am
This is-
speed.
This is exactly what you see. Just like a really quick motion, like zero hesitation. He's drawn his greatsword.
This man is up and ready to fucking go.
Elizabeth is
Aurelius,
up, her
you are
sword is
up.
probably getting stuck.
You are up. Undead bird and 2 bone boys. What do you do?
Boys.
Oh,
Which one's the biggest one?
the bird. The bird is the
Yeah.
biggest one.
Bird!
Aurelius.
It's a large creature.
Okay.
Aurelius walks up to it and let me check my stuff real quick. He's going to you know what, yeah, for the moment all he's going to do, just to kind of gauge what he's dealing with, he's just going to like strike it with its great sword.
Swings away.
Uh, 14. Does that?
14 does hit.
All right.
I'm just looking at the fact that greatsword's in pink, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. How much damage?
14 damage.
Yeah.
Whoosh! Cuts into this creature. It kind of like wobbles back, like turns its head, and like right in your face as it. Again, it glassy-eyed, very much not focusing on you per se, but also seems to almost suddenly zero in on you at the same time. Is that your turn?
I'm checking if I can do anything else.
Bonus action stuff, yeah.
Ooh. Wrathful Smite.
So you're going to prep that for next turn?
Yeah.
Alright, so you how do you want to flavor your spell?
So what he does is very Dark Souls like. He pulls the sword in front of him, and he like brings his hand across it, and around it you see this almost like this like the blade seems to turn black, and the outskirts of it have this like white aura surrounding it. This is very much like it seems like it's some sort of corrupted holy magic.
Gotcha. So white with this black aura to it. No, black
other
with
way
a
around.
black with. I realized, as I said, black with a white aura
Yeah.
to it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you'll have that prepped for next turn. It'll do 4 damage when you hit. Gotcha. So you, after you've hit it, and as this creature screams at you, the skeleton boy is kind of pointing you and go, yeah, move
I didn't hear that.
there, and we'll move forward to attack you. Since you kind of came in swinging.
Yeah.
That will not defeat a 16 AC. 18 to hit.
18.
Yes.
That just hits my my AC. Sorry.
You have an armor class of 18? Jeez.
Yeah.
So that is 8 points of slashing damage.
8.
Yep. And for the second time.
Um.
Yes.
I have Hellish Rebuke as a reaction.
You want to use it?
Yeah.
Go for it. That does not defeat a 14. Roll that damage. 6 damage. So you hit it, and he hits you, and then just whoosh, this dark and white fire just erupts off of you and just kind of slams him into the chest. Kind of he looks down at himself. As his friend is now going to swing at you. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Just seems to realize, fire bad. And kind of like try and stay away from getting hit by the same fire, and in doing so, completely his swings go wide. Which brings us to Artemis. They're suddenly fighting in the tavern.
Artemis twists around and pulls out her sling.
Mhm.
Cause she, and does it hit?
A 19 will hit, yes. Just
4 bludgeoning.
are you aiming?
Chicken.
Are you aiming for the
The big chicken.
big chicken? Big guy. That'll definitely hit. Just cracks you in the side of its face as it kind of like head kind of goes silent, snaps back into place. Just.
And she's going to duck under the table.
So you slide under the table, you get much better cover under there. So yeah, at least 3/4 cover.
I do believe she is the squishiest of the party, so yes, she is hiding.
Very understandable. Which brings us to Serenity.
Come here, cheesy.
Nishiki.
Cheesy. Reckless.
Alright. So that will hit.
Ooh, nice!
Yeah. So for 12 slash damage, you
Elegant.
cleave into it.
I don't have extra attack yet. We're
No,
not
you
there
don't.
yet.
Nope. So you chose not to rage?
Aurelius is right next to me, I'm assuming, or at least within 5 feet.
Yes.
Aurelius, what languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, and Infernal.
You hear her say something in a language you don't understand. It sounds kind of like... She already speaks elegantly, it sounds more elegant than usual.
But sharp.
Okay.
Alright. So that
Hey,
comes
you can
Serenity.
imagine.
Yep. From Serenity, that brings us to Elizabeth.
How far away are they from me?
20 feet at most.
Okay, well, then Elizabeth is going to, of course, get up very quickly, pull her sword from her hip,
Mm-hmm.
and rush over into about
Guy or chicken?
I-
One of the two guys
one
or
of
the
the
chicken?
bone guys.
One of the
One
bone
of
guys.
the bone
Gotcha.
and until she's about 5 feet away from them, and she is going to slash at them with her sword.
Swiggity swooty, swing for that booty.
Let's see what I can do here, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, roll it.
Awful.
What?
Go to pun jail.
That will hit.
Okay.
I could have said clickety clackety, roll for attackety.
No
Go to
jail
pun
is
jail.
contained
Do
this
not
way.
pass go. Do not get $200.
I'm the DM. I'm the banker. I do what I want. Was that one-handed or two-handed?
One-handed.
One-handed.
Get a bad.
Let me help you out with that real quick. That will do that. Otherwise, No, that is they're going to be from the D&D Beyond thing, so it's not going to be the thing. Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's also not adding in your dueling, is it?
No, I'm not dueling.
Huh?
I didn't pick dueling.
Oh, right, you picked mine. My bad. Yeah, I was like, wait, did it not? I was like, oh no.
No,
it
I
should-
don't. I didn't pick dueling on this one.
Yeah, you're fine. 9 points of damage. Wham! Right into this guy. Definitely looks kind of like startled, taken aback, like, you hit me? What the fuck?
Elizabeth is just gonna grin at him and kind of go, "Bring it."
Yes. Bird turn. Aurelius, then Serenity, and then one of the patrons. No. 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 Patrons have an ace. Actually, no. Yes, it hits the patron. And he whips it whips its neck around and deals 14 points of damage. Basically hits the patron and completely just knocks him out of his chair. He is on the ground unconscious.
Wilhelm scream.
Cut off Wilhelm scream. Ah! You have a man who is currently unconscious on the ground as he gets cracked in the head by this thing flailing its neck around. Which brings us back to Aurelius.
Would Sentinel have been affected?
Because it
when
attacks
that
someone
happened?
other than you, yes, you could attack it.
Okay.
So before
I'm
it's your
going
turn, you can attack it.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna try with my
Get.
my greatsword then.
Yep. All right.
Is it
20
pink?
will definitely hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damage.
Oh, not
Ooh.
bad. Not bad. Good.
Nice.
Good damage.
Did that add the
Yes, it has the 4 psychic damage. It is not frightened. Just got a 14.
That's not
but
what I was thinking about. The rebuke, not the smite.
the rebuke was added to the first guy who hit you.
Okay. Does the smite do?
Yes,
Was
the
the smite
smite,
added?
the
The
smite is
smite.
added. Yes, the smite is
Okay.
added. It saved on the fear, but it took the psychic damage, so that's 16 total.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll keep a track.
Cool.
Not my first rodeo. But now it is your turn, so you can technically swing again.
I kind of want to flavor it as if he's he's sliced and then he spun his blade around in his hand and like is swinging again.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Alright, so it works.
Yep.
Heavy slam,
So-
spins it around, is going to heavy slam again.
Yep.
13 just hits.
Okay.
13 slash, and just whoosh, whoosh. You have some good, consistent, strong DPS that is just slamming into this thing. This thing is, it's looking hurt by this point. It's kind of like kind of neck,
By
kind
the
of like
way-
half dangling.
For anyone who's like around him, from under his hood, you can see like a flash of red whenever he lands a strike, in the eye that you couldn't see before.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that brings us to bonus action. Anything? You've used 2 spell slots.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything right now.
That's fine. Bone Boys. Serenity is next to you. Elizabeth's next to you. They have 2 targets, 3 targets. Right. So that is a 23 to hit Aurelius for 8 points of damage.
8 points.
The plus 4 to the 12 was the 4 psychic damage he rolled earlier. 11 will miss Serenity. One attack against Elizabeth is 18. Does an 18 hit you?
An 18 does hit me.
Alright. And second attack against you is a 23, which will also hit you.
Just making sure I did
Well.
take damage. Yeah.
Yes.
I took
On
8
one
damage.
You took 8. Yes.
On one of those hits,
Yes.
I would like to parry.
Yes. Go ahead. on the 18, you can absolutely do that. I think you can technically still do that on the 23, but excuse me.
Just one.
Yeah.
Still gonna hit.
If they attacked another person, that would activate.
Yes, you can
your
make your sentinel
so-
attack. Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just the one with the parry.
So you bring up your blade. What's your normal armor class?
Armor class is 15.
Okay, roll the superiority die.
See if I'll actually
Should
do
be
it.
a D8, I believe.
Believe so.
These have just been very quiet.
Oh, god damn it.
Hmm.
I'll put it in the chat. It's just a 1.
16 will not be enough to block it.
Nope. So I take the full brunt.
So you take 10 points for the first hit,
Okay.
and then 6 points for the second.
16. Okay. I'm feeling great.
Alright guys, I'm feeling great.
Oh, wonderful, guys. Don't worry about me.
Had to turn up the,
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's great.
Taking
Fantastic.
spicy damage.
Mhm.
If anything, Elizabeth just kind of laughs in its face.
Fair enough. Which brings us to Artemis. You are under the table.
Artemis peeks out with her sling again. She's got one hand on the hand axe that's strapped to her side, but she's not pulling that out yet because none of them have gotten close enough for her comfort.
Gotcha. Kind of bangs against the side of the thing, kind of goes over near them, doesn't quite hit them. You're like, I'm guessing you're going back under the table?
Yes.
Slides under the table. Gotcha. Which brings us to Serenity.
Okay, Chicken's the one who hit the patron, right?
Yeah.
Come here, Chicken. Breakfast!
That will hit. Oh, that's right. They had advantage at you. I'll remember that next time. Yep. Chicken is still up.
Fucking chicken!
It's a fucking chicken! Alright.
Do you say this in character, by the way?
No. Me, every time I
Okay.
say chicken, it's me.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Ferris.
I had an idea.
No, yeah. Elizabeth.
No.
Okay, Elizabeth is just gonna kind of crack her neck a little bit and swing at the one in front of her.
The one who hit
again.
you twice.
The one that hit me twice.
Swing away.
Beat it up.
That hits.
See if it'll actually just do the 1 damage and not the big crit. It's the 6, not the 8.
I gotcha. One-handed.
One-handed.
I think there's a way to make it not do that, but I'm not
She's
sure
doing
how.
it from D&D Beyond.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why it's got the pink around the different attack names.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. What? My dog is just standing over me menacingly. Hello. Can I help you?
Rude.
The dog's healing you
Rude.
76
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage, emotional damage,
The
emotional
entire
damage.
meme is way too funny.
Also, don't worry, Artemis. I realized the mistake and I have corrected it.
What are we talking about?
It was using strength for your sling. It is a ranged weapon. It uses dex.
Oh, okay, that's
It
better.
was adding +0 instead of +4.
Oh my!
And 8
No.
still misses, mind you, but that also means it was subtracted from the damage. Well, it means he wasn't adding 4 to the damage. Fixed.
Cool. Thank you.
No worries. Which brings us back to Bird. Patron on the ground is
Birdman.
on the ground, which means we have 1, 2, buckle my shoe. That is a 17 misses Zark. 20 should hit Serenity. Oh, well, at advantage. Yeah, 20 still hits Serenity. And
Okay.
patron number 2. That will hit patron number 2.
All right.
You've already used
Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Yep.
One reaction. You used Sentinel earlier, didn't you?
Last turn.
This turn.
Not last turn, no.
Yeah, he didn't use it when I got hit.
No. Yep. So
Because I see him attacking after Serenity. No, that's the normal one. That's the normal one. That's normal.
yep. So this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Cool.
Might have misplaced.
Also,
Yeah. So
how much
11.
damage did I take?
I'm about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
$12 points of bludgeoning damage. Another patron is unconscious.
God, fuck you.
Ugh. And the first patron is not looking good. He sounds like he's coughing up a lung.
Please shove him under a table.
I don't know why, but I just
Oh.
imagine Artemis just kicking the dude under the table.
Yeah, he's too
So
far
she
away.
doesn't have that kind of reach. She's
No.
like 5 foot.
She's
her
5
legs are not that long.
She's 5 foot and 20 feet away.
Extreme leg kick.
Aurelius.
Just stretching that leggy
Your
out
turn.
real far.
The chimpkin's still in front of me, yeah?
Shimkin is still in front of you, still flailing its neck around like it's got no care in the world.
I know I was internally thinking I'm not gonna use up my last spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
But this is gonna be really funny.
Mm-hmm.
He extends his left hand
Okay.
and he goes, "Hey," and then inflict wounds.
Roll a hit.
Eat shit, bro.
Do that real quick.
That will definitely, as you lay your hand on it, and you just hear it go, "Woo!" as part of its feathers kind of go, and kind of explode out slightly from the, effectively it's just this wash of black and white energy across his form. It is still up. Barely.
Jeez.
It is
Oh my
barely
God.
still up.
Wait, did I roll damage for that?
You did. It automatically
Yeah.
rolled 23
Okay,
damage. Don't
cool.
worry.
Cool.
Yeah, again, it got exactly a 23. It is barely still up.
You
Alright.
little.
I should have.
Die already.
Nah, this thing's fucking alive.
Well,
It's
technically.
alive, dead, you know. Is undeath really alive? Bone Boys. They cannot hit you, Aurelius. They are too confused, and they can't. Oh, with advantage. They cannot hit Serenity. They rolled 2 4s on the dice. So, Elizabeth.
Yes.
This is more or less what I'm
Oh.
imagining.
Hmm.
Aurelius is just kind of like weaving and dodging out of the way of these attacks, and then Serenity's like barely avoiding it themselves. It's
Whack.
oh, this side is so cool in my brain. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out right now.
No, you're fine. I love it. 22 to hit you, Elizabeth.
Yeah, that hits.
You want to try and parry it? You got a
I
D8,
am
don't you?
going- Yes, I am going to parry.
Roll those. Roll. See if you get the 7 or 8.
I got a 6,
1 off.
so it's still gonna hit.
Yep. 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Cuts into you.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Still up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Artemis.
Yeah.
Also, Artemis, do not forget Magic Stone. If you cast it as a bonus action, you can use your sling, but click the Magic Stone button instead to use that.
Okay. She's gonna use a magic stone on the one that's in her pocket while
Gotcha.
she's underneath the table and
Yep.
no one can see her do it.
Gotcha. Smart.
because she made some mistakes earlier. And
Poke your head up and yeet.
it's like, I hope this hurts as she makes the stone magic.
Aiming for the chicken or one of the dudes?
Chicken.
Chicken. Whack.
Does it hit?
It hits. Fucking chicken's still up.
Are you kidding me?
No. Whenever chickens or undead are involved, they seem to never die.
Oh, he's got that thing where he has to roll to see if he dies or not. Ah.
On a crit or radiant damage, he dies.
Oh.
So you go
Why
back
would
under
you
the
do
table?
this?
Yes.
Yep. Serenity.
Just assume that she's always going back under the table.
Understandable. Serenity.
It's a lot of cursing in a language I don't think anyone speaks. Oh. Yeah, I'm going after the Bone Boys.
Okay.
If it's Sylvan, Artemis understands.
It is not.
Okay. Well, then she probably does not know it.
Hits the bum boy. Good damage. Very good damage. Alright. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Elizabeth.
Looking rather bloody, but still a smile on her face.
It's getting good.
She is going to slash again at the one in front of her with her longsword.
Swing away. 10 does miss.
Ah, god damn it. Okay, for my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to do second wind to regain some health.
Roll that second win and get that health back.
I'm doing that right now. I gain 11 points,
Hell yeah.
which is good because I was in single digits.
Yeah, that's very good. Undead Bird is going to go for another patron, and for Zark, so Zark, Serenity, patron. Patron 3. It cannot hit Zark. It cannot roll above a 5 to hit Zark.
It was nothing to do with. It was nothing to do with this paladin. Nothing.
20 to
If
hit
it,
Serenity.
All the while I'm punching bags, so it's great.
If it's attacked,
Yeah, it is attacking
another
another
patron.
person. Yeah.
I am going to
Thing.
yeah, I'm
Of
going
course.
to thing.
Yes. Paris, 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
14 points of bludgeoning damage. Hits another patron. Another patron is unconscious.
Serenity is swaying. I am in single digit health.
Oh no.
Right, real quick. He's okay at the moment. He's okay at the moment. You swing in, and how do you want to do this to the chicken?
Okay.
So the third patron doesn't go down because you managed to clip it before it actually can get the hit in.
So, okay, I need to think about style points right now. Could I style it like as if it's like multiple really quick slices ending with a decapitation?
Yeah. So it's like it swings to hit you, misses, hits Serenity, and then as it's moving its way back, you effectively like put one hand on the other side of the blade to help get you some momentum. Just quick slash, quick. Then you move it down as it's still swinging its neck. Few cuts into its neck that you can now see. You can just kind of get crouched underneath it, slam your blade into one of the cuts, just push against it, just whoosh, as the head just behind you, as the body just keeps flailing for a second, kind of just keeps standing there for like.
I imagine the blood like splattering like all over his face like a.
Nope, no blood. This thing is
No-
not
no
bleeding.
blood.
Oh yeah, this thing is
Okay.
drained of blood. There's nothing in it.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Speaking's a free action, isn't it?
Yes.
He looks to the patron,
Mhm.
and he says, "Step back, now."
I can do that.
like here.
Yep, Aurelius, it's your turn.
I would have rolled intimidation if
Nah,
needed, but
he's just like, I see what you mean, lad. So Aurelius, it is back to your turn. Chicken is off the initiative.
all right. If I look around, who seems the most
The first guy who got hit is the one coughing up a lung.
okay. Do I have anything?
You have
Have I
that on
got-
hands.
Yeah, Aurelius is going to
You will be stepping
To
out
go
of the
to-
threatened range of one of the bone boys, just so you're aware.
That's fine. I need to help people.
Okay. Make me an athletics check or acrobatics check of your choice. This guy, as you're moving away, he reaches out. He doesn't attempt to hit you. He attempts to grab you.
All right, athletics.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
that's
as
a
you,
nat one.
yeah, you aren't expecting it. As you're like turning, you're expecting like, all right, I'll just take the stab and as he grabs you and yanks you back. He's not grabbing you though. He's grabbing your satchel and grabs you by the bag, and just yanks you back, and he's like almost like looks like he's like starting to dig into your bag.
Okay.
He wants the thing.
On his turn, he's actually going to do an investigation check. He has not found the whatever's in your bag he's looking for, but he's like digging into it. He's using it effectively to keep you in place while he's trying to look for it. The other one though is still swinging. One for Serenity, miss. Oh no, you reckless. Can't roll above a 5.
Actually, didn't reckless.
Oh, you didn't. So yeah, no. In which case, it would be a 3 against you and a 4 against Elizabeth. Neither one of those hits.
Finally.
Yeah, just Artemis. Magic
Artemis
Stone
finally
made 3
comes
of
out
them.
from beneath the table
Mm-hmm.
and comes around to Serenity. Just kind of puts her hand on her back and casts Cure Wounds,
Hell yeah.
like in a whisper.
Mm-hmm. That is doing the stupid again. Add +4, please.
Wonder about
Not
that.
the stupid.
Yeah, it's doing the stupid. I don't know why the Cure Wounds is
No,
not
it's
adding.
6.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
adding your spellcasting modifier, but this is again, it should be adding it, but it's not. Sometimes it do the thing. No worries.
No,
Yeah,
it's
6.
6.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
I'm
7.
back to double digits.
7, not 6.
Yeah.
I'm back to
'Cause you
double
got-
digits.
Yeah, you're still back to double digits. Anything with your bonus action, or is that your turn?
I'm gonna do Magic Stone.
Gotcha. So you already have 2 left, just to remind you. Magic Stone
Yeah.
imbues 3 stones.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have those 3, you have 2 prepped for your next turn. Which brings us to Serenity. You still got 2 bone boys. What are you doing?
Walking forehead against Artemis's thing, swinging at other bone boy.
Swing, bada swing.
That's probably gonna miss. That's a 12.
Miss. Yes. Which brings
Yes!
us, which brings us to Elizabeth.
Okay, now that Elizabeth is feeling a little bit better, especially since she just got missed, she's just gonna keep wailing on the person in front of her.
Swing away. 16 will hit.
Okay.
Hey.
Depending on how this goes.
Ooh, you basically just kind of swing in, and as it's like doing the flail thing, you like push its arm to its chest, push your blade against it, and just basically push upward to cut off his arm, push up into his neck, and just basically cut off like part of his face, just push right up through it.
The whole time Elizabeth is just laughing. Is he still standing?
He stands for like a couple seconds, like the wobbly, like I'm going down, as he has very much been removed of face. So he's going, yeah, he's
I
going
had to
dead.
make sure. Undead.
Yeah, undead, but like he's effectively you cut through part of his head that controls a good number of his abilities to stand and the like. And so he does
Uh,
eventually collapse to his knees and then fall over.
We still have one bone boy.
One bone
right?
boy left.
Well, then I'm gonna action surge and.
Hell yeah, swing away!
Let's see here.
That will
Nope.
miss.
She was too busy making sure the other one fell over.
She's like, "Did it fall over?" Alright. Whoa,
Oops.
oops. My bad. Aurelius.
Yeah. It's an action to try to break the grapple, isn't it?
Correct.
Or am I stupid?
No, you're correct.
Yeah. What do I roll for that?
Athletics.
Athletics.
He still got you in that grapple. You are still held on to. On his turn, he's going to. Oh, good.
Yeah, he knows at this point what he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So he
That was your action.
there's nothing I can really do.
Yeah, and on his turn, you see as he's like searching around, he looks up at you, and the pupils, the inner part of his eyes, glow, visibly glow. This violent red color in the center of the pupil, and the eyes actually seem to get a little bit less misty for a moment as they pull out the brick. That is their turn, though, to investigate and grab that.
Would I be able to do a religion check?
Sure. And while that is going on, Artemis. Yeah, this is foreign to you. Whatever this is some bullshit. That's what it is.
Is it my turn or
It
someone
is your
gonna
turn.
hit me?
Yes, no, it's your turn.
Is anyone are one of the chicken? Is the chicken or the bone boy in range?
Bone boy's in range. Chicken is dead.
Okay.
He did.
He's dead as hell.
His head on the floor.
She's gonna pull out her hand axe
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna hit the bone boy.
Okay. Is this hand axe one of the things that we discussed, or
What?
from your subclass, or is this just a hand axe?
This is just a hand axe.
Well, 11 will miss.
Uses it when she's
Yeah, no worries. 11 will miss.
okay.
Which brings us to Serenity.
Hey, come here. Try and hit Bone Boy again.
Mm-hmm. Nah.
Oh, not happening. Fucking 8.
Not today, friend.
I can hit the chicken just fine. The Bone Boys keep Matrix dodging me. Why? It's my turn.
Yep. Which brings us back to Elizabeth.
Okay, Elizabeth is going to move a little bit closer to the other bone boy that is still standing and take a swing.
Swing.
Nope.
Nope. Doesn't happen.
That is a nat 1.
Yes.
So, oops.
You swing toward to hit him, and as you do so, he just kind of like turns and like gets like there's like a strip of metal, like former armor that was on his between his shoulder blades. It just kind of slides it off and kind of almost puts it into a table as you're like, oh, fuck. And as you do so, you kind of turn, and your shoulder just kind of pops for a second, and you just see white and stars in your eyes. You are blinded.
Okay. Yeah, Elizabeth dropped to her knee with that one.
Yeah, I rolled. I get a 5. So yeah, you are currently blinded.
I have put that into my effects.
Yes. Aurelius. He has not attacked anyone, but it's back to your turn. You got the thing.
Yeah, I gotta do the athletics again.
He has you, but there's like this moment of like holding on to it. It's like considering, and then he lets you go.
So it actively lets me go.
You feel it, like you feel like you struggle, and he holds you to the point that you are aware that it is winning this power struggle until it lets you go.
Okay. I. I can't really do anything after this, can I? Like, my instinct is to. I want to, like, kick him into the other one, like, with a shove.
Right.
But, I don't think I can do that right now.
Not as an action, no. But he is going to disengage and attempt to flee. But however, he does not know that you have Sentinel, and you can stop his disengage, run away. So
Yeah.
swing away at him.
Yeah. Chow.
That will hit. It stops him in his tracks.
So it makes sense. I'm gonna say I slice at the back of his legs.
Easy enough.
Your shins.
Give me your shins.
Give me your knees.
Yeah, the back of the knees would be a more precise spot because then it disables movement in the legs, assuming it's a living person, that is. Or a demon. Not sure about undead.
Right.
Undead loses legs, starts hobbling away.
You can't stop me. I'm invincible.
I mean, he's seen undead before, but it's not his specialty.
Right. You hit into it and it's held in place. It kind of like stops for a second, kind of slowly looks back to you, looks to the stone, and kind of puts a hand on it. And as it's whispering, is going to attempt to make all of you make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Wisdom
boy.
saving throw.
Yes. Aurelius is
Nat
fine.
20.
Elizabeth is fine. Serenity is fine. Artemis is fine. You are all fine. As you hear just this cacophonous whisper, just languages you can't speak, and all of you are just like, I can't understand what you're saying. Speak common. And it kind of looks at you with this look of just like, what are you people? And it seems to realize all of you say.
It's like abyssal, common, deep speech, infernal, anything, like anything besides whatever that is. What is this, quarry?
Yep. Which brings us to Artemis.
You can't speak quarry.
You can't speak Korean.
Yeah, well, aren't they Kalashtar?
Fuck it.
Artie, swing. You got, just hit that thing.
Oh, Artemis is muted. There we go.
I'm getting there. I promise.
I know.
I didn't know if you accidentally muted yourself or not.
Did, but it was.
It wasn't conventional.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
It's a specific
Weird.
key binding.
It is, and it's a dumb key binding.
Fair.
Okay, she's gonna. I don't know how to describe her trick weapon that she has. But can she just use it?
Yeah, you can just use it. I'm guessing you're using it in the melee weapon, yeah. So you said it looked like a hand axe?
No, she just generally has a hand axe.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit it. 21 will definitely hit. How do you want to do this?
Oh!
Yeah.
She just brings it down very hard.
So you just kind of hold your hand up with this weapon as this thing is just like trying to look around. Something looks over to you and kind of just like been disregarding you this entire time because you've been in the background. You just kind of come over with this weapon, just and just like looks up with this look of just, oh, wham! Just cracks his head, just completely 180s it. It's a very dry, a hollow sound that cracks it all the way around. Kind of seems almost like slumping shoulders, like damn it, and then just falls apart, just kind of collapses under your feet. Stone clap, falling at Aurelius' feet. face down. And that will end combat.
Aurelius stomps on its head just to make sure.
Just to be sure. You can never be too sure.
Artemis slides over to Elizabeth and is going to use her last spell slot to quietly, very, very quietly, do cure wounds on her, pressing a hand into her shoulders like, you okay?
No.
Aurelius.
No.
Alright, you go.
Why is that heal? It's 10 healing.
Okay.
He's being very
Um,
rude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Aure-
add 10 points.
Okay. Will that effectively help me not be seeing light anymore?
Effectively, yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Good, because yeah, that's gonna be bad.
Aurelius is going to look around the room, and anyone who's on the floor, he's going to give at least a point of HP so that they can live.
Thankfully, the guy who had been coughing up in their lung, when you get over to him, he still has enough to him that you are able to assist him and help him get back up without him dying. He was close. He
Okay.
rolled a natural 1 for a death save, so
Oof.
that could have been very bad. But he kept rolling 13s, literally just 13 after 13.
Okay, good.
So
Okay. So,
Well,
do I need to get rid of any
2
Cool.
points. 2 points.
2 points? Okay.
'Cause you're using 2 points.
So Elizabeth is gonna pick herself up off her one knee and, kind of shaky, put her sword back into its hilt.
Sheath.
Sheath, hilt. Wrong thing. Anyway,
I gotcha.
but yeah, she's just gonna kind of give a small laugh, going, "Well, that was fun," and kind of stretch her shoulder.
I mean, fun's certainly a word for it. You see the hobgoblin that your driver had been talking to? He's just like sitting there at the table, just kind of looking down with this look of just, well, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And looks up to you, just like, that was something. Are you all feeling alright? You all look like you got, well, mostly beat to hell. Milady here looks, rather well, kind of motioning to Artemis, who's taken no hits.
No damage.
No damage.
So,
Aurelius.
She's not looking even a little bit ashamed for hiding for most of the fight.
You were tactical. Yeah.
Aurelius.
Aurelius?
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't even like he puts his sword away, and like the next thing on his mind is I want to do an Arcana check to see if there's any like abyssal magic or any magic that he's familiar with at play here.
Roll an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Artemis would also like to check.
Likewise. Nothing abyssal in nature. It's not, at least not specifically abyssal in nature. There's a specific strand of abyssal magic that this likely could be.
There's nothing.
This is not something that you've ever studied before, Kendall. However, this is probably like a sub-branch of that abyssal magic. Effectively, a material plane variant of it.
Okay.
You'd have to do more research to know which one it is, though.
Okay. So the next thing Aurelius is going to do is he's going to look around, and he's going to ask, "What's the local clergy in town?"
There's a few different places. Depends on who you're looking to talk about or talk to. Hobgoblin, so
Okay.
speaking.
Considering what's presented before us, Cash, Metalios, or the Lunatari might be the best fit to help me identify what I'm dealing with.
And we can see about who we can try and get a hold of. I don't think we have any cache, forgive me, any cache clerics in town. You got a room here?
Yeah,
Good.
Not yet.
Here,
we have
he
we have
will.
paid for it.
He takes out 2 gold tosses it to the barkeep. Let them stay here for a few days. If they stay here longer, it's on me. Welcome back. You guys go rest up. We'll see about talking. I'll ask Arvel about which rooms you all are staying in, and we can talk in the morning.
Serenity has walked out of the tavern.
Well, there she goes.
This has gone after her.
Elizabeth
Aurelia-
takes her time.
Yeah.
Aurelius thanks the hobgoblin,
Mhm.
and he just takes one more look around the room to make sure everyone's okay.
They're
And,
startled. This is not a common occurrence at all, but for the most part, besides the people who were hit, the third guy is thanking you, just like, thank you, lad. That thing looked like it was about to try and take my head off.
In times of strife, as we are in, sometimes we have to. It's better to flee than it is to fight. But
You seem to fight and
fighting is. Once upon a time, I was one who would seek out the fights. Now I aim to protect those I can.
Well, I appreciate you for protecting me, for what it's worth.
I thank you. Excuse me, I need a long nap.
And the hobgoblin again motions like, Arvel, give this gentleman a room. Arvel takes a key, motions you. Upstairs, 5th door on the right.
Thank you, and may your dreams be monumental, he says as he takes the keys and walks upstairs, finally removing his hood once he gets into his room.
There should be an alleyway nearby that you can just kind of slip into, Ferris.
Look for a somewhat dry spot to sit for a second.
Artemis
Not as
stretches
easy.
up for her.
Yeah.
And
Most of it is wet.
she just drops into a squat next to her and leans over. Is like, "You all right?"
Don, how loud is he in my fucking head right now? I took a decent chunk of damage.
I'm aware. Say about a 6 out of 10. You can kind of quiet him, but he's there. Not happy, but at the same time, he can't exactly stop you. Not at the moment.
She looks at Artemis and just gives this very, very strained smile. He's a bit louder than I would like. But I should be fine.
All right. Do you want me to leave you alone out here for a bit, or do you want some company?
You can head back inside so you're not cold.
That's not an answer to my question.
I would appreciate a little bit of grounding company.
Then I'll stay.
She will lean onto Artemis.
She just tucks her head on top of hers. And just quiet.
It helps. A little bit, but it helps. And Elizabeth, what are you doing?
Elizabeth is kind of pacing back and forth, not like right in front of the tavern,
Mhm.
but off to the side, arguing with herself
Mhm.
about what happened,
Mhm.
almost and kind of going, damn it, Dad was right, damn it! And just like she almost goes and punches the wall, but stops when she realizes it's her right hand and drops her hand and just turns her back to the wall and slides down to sit on the ground. Doesn't care that it's muddy, doesn't care that it's wet.
As you do so, you hear a Mind if I stand with you? And it's the hobgoblin from before.
She looks up and just kind of goes, "Oh, be my guest, of course."
Don't stand on occasion for me. I'm just, saw you talking to, some friends of mine.
Yeah, they told me it was about a card game.
Very good card game. I love that game.
Said I had some pretty good luck and a good hand.
I saw. You play the tower?
I've heard of the tower. I haven't gotten my hands on the game yet.
Well, I could probably deal you in. You and your friends. You're all very capable this evening.
I have talked to them already.
Oh no, I
One
know
of
that.
them, I was gonna say one of them said that they were in. The others, I don't know if
Well,
this is their thing.
if it has anything to do with what just happened, I'm sure that it can be phrased in a way that'll get them all, at the very least, curious. I saw the thing, and he, uh, out of character, Aurelius, you did not say you picked up the stone. I presume it was left on the floor. Or at the very least, you didn't notice where it went.
We'll say for argument's sake that Aurelius didn't notice, and when he sits down in his room,
He's like,
he's
oh
pulling out
no. Yeah, no worries. As he, the hobgoblin, pulls out the stone, kind of like tosses his hand, just like, seen something like this before.
You have.
Oh yeah. From the tower.
This is a stone from the tower.
One of them. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they're worth, but if undead want it, he kind of holds it out to you. Show of good faith. Give it back to your friend. Again, just show of good faith, but let him know that the clergy are not in the know. But you spoke with someone who might be. Someone who's willing to help him potentially curb more of this nonsense, shenaniganry.
That does help. See, words were never my strong point in these kind of situations.
That's why you have friends. Make deals with the right
Is that
people,
what you're
and they'll.
calling yourself, or are you talking about them?
It can go both ways. Would you like to make friends? Because I'm a very good friend to have here.
I don't make friends.
Well, you just made
Friends
one.
are collateral.
Well, you just made one, and if anything, I'm very difficult to make collateral.
You say
Anything,
that now.
your allies could be collateral, but with the way they handle themselves, the way you handled yourself, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Well, in the near future at least. So call it a gamble.
Elizabeth is going to kind of look him up and down and just say, "I'm not in the mood to black out,
Just take this
but
stone.
I'll see what I can do."
No,
And she takes the stone.
like I said, the clergy won't know much. At least as far as you've heard from me. A friend who
See
wants
what I
to
can do.
keep this on the down low.
I'll see what I can do.
Have fun. He walks back inside.
Does Elizabeth feel anything when she's holding onto the stone?
Feel tension. Like, let me roll something real quick. A tension, but also like a relief.
Relief.
Like the muscles that were in your arm and in the wounds relax.
That's
You
she's
actually-
just gonna look at the stone and go, "Well, hey, I should," and kind of finally just stand up and head back into the tavern.
And on that note, we've been going for almost 3 hours, so I'd say that would be a good place to end the session.
A long rest.
long rest will be after we take care of any business. If Elizabeth goes tonight to speak with Aurelius, we'll do that next session. And we
Okay.
can long rest after that point. If
Gotcha.
she does it. Elizabeth, would you talk to Aurelius tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight.
Tonight. So yeah, we'll do that next
Yeah.
session. So keep the long rest for next session. I don't imagine there will be any more combat as the DM. So I will say that if you want to do your long rests today, go ahead. I don't mind. Just keep in mind that you are as sore as you were today.
Yep. In that case, I'll just leave it then.
Sounds
Yeah.
good? Yeah. All right. So, session 1. You guys voted for chaos. Were you expecting careening cart ride?
The careening car ride was unexpected, but okay. I wasn't expecting an undead chicken to make his way into the bar.
Oh no,
Same.
that's my special flavor of what the
I
fuck.
really wanted to make a fried chicken joke, but Artemis wouldn't do that.
It would have been amazing.
And Artemis doesn't. That's not her sense of humor.
I know. I'm with you on that. No worries.
Aurelius probably would have had some nihilistic humor if they, like, called out chicken.
Chicken.
But they didn't. So
Yeah.
it was
I'm
more or less gonna be.
sorry.
It was more or less.
Artemis' sense of humor is making people around her uncomfortable.
As we've noticed,
Yeah.
it's glorious. It's goofy as heck, but it's glorious.
It also
Yes,
makes people look away from her and make a choice to not notice what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yes,
Right.
Aurelius.
Very much gave you guys a chance to kind of rub elbows with your characters, get a chance to know each other, and get a chance to slowly but surely get introduced to some of the strangeness of Amber. And you had an undead chicken hunt you down. How about that, huh?
And Serenity have a cute relationship, and I love it.
It's
It's
so good.
adorable.
It's so cute.
I didn't expect it when we talked about it, but now it's so good.
So good. But yeah.
Aurelius is so much, like, he's so different to play compared to Raynor.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting. Because on one hand, I have a character who's actively self-serving
Mm-hmm.
and using his abilities for trickery and deception. And then Aurelius is the complete opposite. It's it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
I just enjoyed being given
Excited.
money.
I'll just take that. Thank you.
Enjoy my coin.
Don't spend your money, Artemis, immediately. And that's mine
Mine
now.
Thank you.
I have to turn that into a
She's-
TikTok. at
She's
some
an
point.
artificer. If she runs out of supplies, she's gonna need to go get more.
True. You're not wrong. Yeah,
She's gonna have a shopping list eventually.
eventually, yes. I'm very glad that I noted some of the stuff on your sheet and was like, hold on, wait a minute, that needs to be fixed. Because the
Yeah, I
sling
don't
not
always
doing your
know
decks.
things.
No worries. It's if you just added it yourself, it won't add it as dex. It immediately procs to strength. If you drag it from the compendium, it will drag drop as dex. But if you need to fix stuff, that's what I'm here for. To look at stuff and go, that doesn't make sense. Hold on a second here. That is doing the wrong attribute. That's not adding your intelligence to the healing. Why is it doing this? Stop being mean to Artemis. She did well. I mean, she did
did
nothing
what?
wrong today.
God, I have a question.
Huh.
You didn't alter my health, right?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, so I put in 30 when I was in here last, and I came in and it was 38.
That sounds right.
What?
That sounds right. Yeah. When I came in, I checked. It was 38.
It shouldn't have been. It should be 30. I rolled an 8 and a 6.
I mean, when I left, it was definitely a 38.
Looking a gift horse in the mouth. You'd be rolling dex saves if it weren't for that.
Change it back. I'm not gonna say no. I'm just confused.
No, I checked it. It was below the average, so I bumped it up to the average.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not gonna be nice to you from now on. Now on, if you roll below average, you gotta suffer.
What's prepared to do?
I know you were prepared to, but I'm like, I'm not gonna make you suffer today. That's for later. Later, you can
Please
suffer
don't
all
let
you
another one
want.
of Artemis's friends die.
All
Doesn't
my
have the
friends are dead.
clocks for this.
Hey.
There's not having the spoons,
Damn.
and then there's not having the clocks for this. You'll understand more about that later, everybody. But that's not for today. For today, that is the end of our session. We hope you all had as much fun as we did. We will be trying to post these on YouTube. We'll be trying to also stream these bi-weekly on Mondays, starting around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. The link to the Twitch channel we streamed on is at Team Comp, and we just hope to see you here. Just have some fun, all that jazz.
Yeah.
It's been
Next
fun.
week we might be playing some Dark Souls.
Hell yeah, some Dark Souls co-op. Dark Souls co-op.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing.
That'll be
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Until next week.
I'll stream from my perspective as well.
Yeah, we'll do all co-op it. But until next time,
Yeah.
take care, everybody. Bye bye.
See ya.